Christine Applegate is opening up for the first time about struggling with an eating disorder as a young actress. During Monday's episode of her Messy podcast, which she co-hosts with birthday girl Jamie Lynn Sigler.
That's right.
She said, because they both have MS.
Yeah.
She reveals that her body image issues started when in childhood, but got worse after she got the part of Kelly Bundy on Married with Children in 1987. She said, I wanted my bones to be sticking out, so I didn't eat.
Well, she was a sex symbol on the show.
She said, I was very scary to everyone on set because they were like, Christina never eats, and I didn't. She admits that she deprived herself of food for years and would punish herself if she did eat something. And she didn't have a turning point with her eating disorder until she was in her 30s. She said, I was sitting on the toilet and I saw only bones. And that's when she began the slow recovery process and says she's learned to accept her body over time, but admits that, quote, the demon in my head has been coming back really loud after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which led to her gaining 45 pounds. And she's making sure she doesn't start falling into bad habits of hurting herself again. Because it's up there. It's in her head.
Yeah,
you know?
it sure
I really like over the years that she has just, I guess maybe because she's more, out in the public and talking, but I just love her.
No, she's great. I mean, think of this stuff. Who knew years ago? Obviously, she was good on that show. I was not a massive fan of Married with Children, but Anchorman and all the comedy stuff she's done, she's really, really good.
And I actually watched Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
I
watched
that
it
movie.
a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
It holds up.
Yeah.
It holds up to what it was back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fun movie. Dan Schneider has been accused of sexual misconduct by All That star Lori Beth Denberg. The actress claims that Dan showed her porn, initiated phone sex, and more during her time at Nickelodeon.
Well, this would put this in a whole other angle now.
Yeah, this is the latest in a growing number of accusations of misconduct that Dan is facing in the wake of the docuseries Quiet on Set, of course, which explores the dark side of kids acting in TV. Dan has denied claims as wildly exaggerated and, he said, in most cases, false. In a statement to Business Insider, Denberg was 17 when she joined the show All That in 1994. She starred in the kids sketch series for 4 years while Dan was a head writer on the show. So this is the first thing that I've heard that lobbies some type of inappropriate sexual...
Directly sexual.
misconduct against him. So we'll see if that does go anywhere. Tom Brady probably won't do another roast again following his Netflix special, but you rarely do another roast.
It's
You
rare
get one
that happens,
shot at it.
especially a 3-hour one.
Yeah. Appearing on The Pivot, Tom shared that he regretted the special and that some of the jokes even affected his kids. We have a clip we're going to play here in just a second. He said that while he was happy to be the butt of the joke, when his family was brought up, he wasn't a fun. And he didn't name any specific jokes, but
They were all the same.
they were probably the time that they referenced the divorce with Giselle when that was brought up. So we have that clip, Case?
Yes.
All right, here we go.
I loved when the jokes were about me. I thought they were so fun. I didn't like the way that it affected my kids. So it's the hardest part about the bittersweet aspect of when you do something that you think is one way and then all of a sudden you realize I wouldn't do that again.
So he's probably going to, pass on anything that beats up on him, but they're not going to do that again.
No, they're not. It's a master tribute. He's going to start up his broadcasting career, and then he's off and running.
Yep. Kelly Clarkson has officially credited a weight loss drug for her slim down frame. We knew that was probably.
Well, she was saying she was doing some sort of keto gummy bears or something like that was the original thing. No. So she did say she was using something, but she's using one of the weight loss drugs.
But she did flat out say it was not Ozempic,
right?
And it isn't. So while chatting with Whoopi Goldberg, who recently lost weight with the help of the type 2 diabetes weight loss drug Mounjaro, Clarkson opened up about her own experience. So we have a clip of her talking about that. Let's hit that.
My doctor chased me for 2 years, and I was like, no, I'm afraid of it. I already have thyroid problems. I was afraid, and everybody thinks it's Ozempic. It's not. It's something else. But it's something that aids in helping break down the sugar. Obviously, my body doesn't do it right.
She said, at my heaviest, I was 203 pounds, and I'm 5'3.5".
That's a lot.
That's a lot for a 5'3" person. She said, it's funny because people assume, she must have been miserable and depressed or whatever. And I was like, no, I wasn't. She was happy with her weight, but apparently it's not healthy to be that far over, where you're supposed to be. While she hasn't confirmed the amount of weight she's lost, Extra TV reported she's down 60 pounds.
She looks smaller than she did years ago when
Yeah.
she was on American Idol. She looks leaner than she did in the greatest movie ever made from Justin to Kelly.
Right, the greatest movie ever made.
Marissa just showed me a picture of Billy Gardell. He's way down.
So he and John Goodman have that what's wrong
Like
sort of
gaunt
thing.
look?
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause they're
the
older, too.
Ozempic face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
so,
but by the way, I love how she's like, it's not Ozempic. Ozempic is, from what I understand, Ozempic is prescribed for people that have diabetes. Like
Right.
that is so nobody
most
who's using
part.
it for weight loss is getting Ozempic. So you know what I mean? It's like the same thing. We know it's not.
Well,
Ozempic.
I think some doctors are prescribing it not for the actual intended goal. That is, they're prescribing it
But
for
I don't
weight
think.
loss.
But right, they are, but not Ozempic.
Okay.
I don't think you can prescribe the Ozempic.
So I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know.
what Gardell took because he was doing commercials for a diabetes
Yes,
drug
yeah.
before Ozempic hit and blew everything away. But I would assume he's probably medically supposed to be doing that because he was way overweight.
Look at this. It was the conversation we've had a number of times. You weigh out the pros and cons.
Absolutely.
Would it be better to slug along, dropping a few pounds here and there at 260 pounds?
Yeah.
Or, deal with the side effects of this at a leaner weight?
So Al Roker has come to Kelly Clarkson's defense.
And they were married briefly.
No, they were not.
Yeah.
He reminded viewers that he's fought obesity himself and that he had gastric bypass surgery in 2002 and lost 100 pounds from that. But he said there's too much judgment going on. He said people, as long as they're working with their doctors and being healthy about it, people ought to just back off and let them live their lives. He added that whatever someone does to lose weight isn't easy and urged others to get off of people's backs.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is like she is doing the work, right? Which is she's she's not eating. You know what I mean? Now she has some assistants there.
She's doing karaoke?
She's doing karaoke.
Yeah.
No, but it's not like she was, like in a medically induced coma for 6 months and, lost the weight that way. Like she still had to live her life.
Yeah, but I think what it is because it's people like her who are saying they're doing different things, and then
I'm
they're coming
eating
out and they're like,
sawdust.
okay, fine, it was a
Right.
weight loss injection, which
Listen.
there's nothing wrong with it, but like
No.
you're the one that's making it a big deal, not anyone else.
Yeah, and yes and no. I mean, I'm taking Ozempic, okay? So, and like I'm like, do I want to weigh in on this, or this is the entertainment break? But you hear it. Like you're
Well,
not
wait,
taking
so if-
you're not taking it.
You hear a bit of condescension.
You hear condescension, and I'm like, okay,
I hear you.
That's great. Are you with me at the gym every single day, busting my ass? You know what I mean?
May I suggest-
Because that's what I'm doing. And then I've also lost like close to 70 pounds. Not all of it was Ozempic. 40 of it was all on my own, and then I hit a wall, and I couldn't get anywhere with it. And now,
But you're saying that's what I'm saying. You're not pretending it's something else.
You're in a unique
You're
position to be
saying
the Rosa Parks of Ozempic.
possibly.
Yeah.
Wait, and was I wrong? Are you taking Ozempic or are you taking?
So it's a compound. To
okay.
be honest with you, like I don't know what you would call it, right? But
It's
I go to
Ozempic.
I go to Iron Mountain Men's Health, and so they have a whole weight loss side of everything.
Well, it's working. You look great.
Well,
Thank
there's and the key word is work because even when people get these surgeries done as well, if you don't follow the proper diet at that
It's
point,
coming back.
it comes back.
Yeah.
And the same thing can happen with these other drugs. If you are not following the way that you're supposed to live your life, it'll come back.
And so, Kath, like you're sort of damned if you do and damned if you don't, right? So, like, you don't say anything because I'm not diabetic. I was pre-diabetic before, and I was like 270 pounds, and I'm only 5'11". So I said on the air a few months ago that I was on it, and then you get emails from people saying you shouldn't be on it. Like, there's other people who have like
Right.
diabetes, and you're taking this away from that. And like,
So it's worked out well.
yeah, yes. Thank you.
All right. A couple other quick things. Actress Maria Bello and chef and longtime partner Dominique Crenn tied the knot. She's a Villanova gal. We're happy for her. The couple made it legal on Sunday in a bohemian chic wedding at the Montage Los Cabos in Mexico.
Sounds gorgeous.
They were joined by 140 family members and close friends, including Patricia Arquette, Gavin Rossdale, Mariska Hargitay, and more. Bello and Crenn got engaged in 2019, going public with the news in February 2020.
What is a bohemian chic?
I don't
Yeah, we have
know.
any idea?
Style, yeah. My fiance's into bohemian style.
Wait, you don't know what bohemian style is?
I know what a bohemian is, kind of a free spirit and things like that, but I don't know what the exact dress code is for bohemian.
It's like flowy and very like probably neutral colors, right, Nick?
Like Flo from Alice?
Nope. A lot of wicker.
A lot of wicker.
Oh,
You're talking about furniture.
No, the clothes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about both.
Lots of
wicker furniture?
Sure.
Is there wicker furniture?
Yeah.
Or no. I mean wicker clothing. I'm sorry.
No, I don't
No,
think
I was
so.
agreeing with what Kathy was saying. Can we move on?
Well, I was thinking mainly fashion. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, I was
wasn't
too.
thinking.
It's both.
I threw out the concept of wicker furniture, and I think you jumped on it, and I'm going to suggest.
But I thought wicker clothing. I'm like, I've never in my life heard of wicker clothing. Wouldn't that be great if that's the next big trend?
Hey, Preston, zip it, because we just happened on a huge moneymaker.
Yeah, we did.
And that'll be our. Let's collab on a wicker clothing line.
I see a comeback for Pier 1 Imports
Absolutely.
only as a clothing
I
store.
miss Pier 1.
I do too.
I used to love that friggin'
it
store.
I love that. Yes.
It's a little
I love that damn
overpriced, but
store.
there was some good stuff there. Do you guys want to talk to Dr. Mike? He's on the Xfinity
Yeah,
Mobile
why
guest
not?
line. It's got to be quick, though, because I have a few other important stories to get to, and we don't have much time. Dr. Mike, good morning, sir.
All right, I just want to clarify things, Kathy. So Ozempic is otherwise known as semaglutide, and it's the weight loss drug. There's even there's a pill form called Rybelsus. It all has to do with the FDA approval. So there's Wegovy, which is semaglutide. There's Ozempic, which is semaglutide, and Rybelsus, which is semaglutide. They just have the different indications. They're all the same drug. Now, the other very popular one is Mounjaro, which is tirzepatide, also known as Zepbound, and that's for weight loss. So Casey is getting semaglutide in some form. So it's not that you keep, I, as a physician, cannot, although it's being done a lot, cannot give people Ozempic for weight loss. I would use Wegovy or Zepbound if their body mass index is over 30, or 27 with other conditions like high blood pressure or things like that.
All right, and so just quickly, Dr. Mike, the basic gist of it is, and we talked about this before, if it helps you get leaner and you're pre-diabetic and it helps alleviate that, and even though there are side effects, you support the use of this for weight loss and for a better health scenario, correct?
Let me put it to you this way. If you lose weight, you're going to live longer. And Wegovy, a.k.a. semaglutide, has been shown to reduce your risk of heart attack and stroke by up to 50%.
It's amazing.
Wow.
I think down the road, I'm going to shut up in a minute, all right, very quickly. If you have heart disease, it's going to be part of the standard operating procedure. You lose weight, your cholesterol goes down, your risk of stroke and heart attack goes down, sleep apnea goes away. It's all good. So we're focused on the image and the stigma. Forget about it.
Yes, but you're also saying that there are certain markers that you will look for before you will prescribe things like this. They have to meet certain requirements. You won't just go, hey, I need to lose 10 pounds. Let me get on that stuff. You know what I mean?
No. It's all based on science, man. Science. He blinded me with science.
Well, we love science, and we love you, Dr. Mike. Thank you, sir. Love ya.
Love Dr. Mike.
The best man in the world. All right, I do have a couple other things, and we're running out of time, so I definitely want to get to these. The first ever Golden Bachelorette has been announced. Her name is Joan Vassos. She is 61 years old. She's set to be the first leading lady of the Bachelor spinoff, and she was in The Golden Bachelor previously, but had to leave the show early to care for her daughter after she gave birth.
Do you want?
I'm assuming it's her daughter who gave birth, not that she gave birth to a daughter that she had to go take care of.
We have her official announcement, Preston.
We were pretty much out to go.
It's going to be great.
Series is set to kick off in the fall of this year. She's gorgeous. The episodes are planned to air on Wednesdays.
They're calling her the Golden Bachelorette at the age of 61.
Yes. Yeah, I know. That's a little young when you think golden age.
It's not quite what you're looking for.
But the Golden Bachelor ended with Jerry Turner marrying Teresa Nist. And that didn't last long.
Didn't work out. And,
2 divorced months later.
Realized that we were 2 ships passing each other in the night. And that wasn't all that we had sought at the beginning of our journey.
All right, I have a couple other things. Fiona Harvey, the woman who claims to be the inspiration for Martha in the Netflix series Baby Reindeer, wants her cut now. So Piers Morgan interviewed her on his show and his YouTube program, for which she claims she was paid $313 just for that interview.
Yes.
She wants more. She wants like £1 million more.
This is the real.
Yes,
person?
Yeah.
The real one, and she believes that she's owed £1 million for the Piers Morgan interview,
which is like $1.5 million roughly.
For a Piers Morgan interview.
Yeah, she said, I asked if that was what they paid everyone, and if so, I wanted to see documentation to that effect. That documentation has not been forthcoming. I have not signed a contract for the interview, and I will be seeking far more.
She did do the interview.
Yes. Yeah. And Morgan says in response, she's not going to get £1 million. What she wants is an agent. We gave her the same amount we give, I would say, 95% of all of our guests. Harvey, who also seems to want $1 million from Netflix, and if not, she says she will shut the show down.
The thing is,
clearly, she's out of her mind.
Isn't she a lawyer, supposedly?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, supposedly.
Yeah.
I watched that show, and I was angry at the end of it. I was not expecting it to be that depressing.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Like, it was, yes, the
So
whole thing.
it's the big all the rage now, and so are you depressed over what her life is, or depressed at the whole story in general?
I was actually depressed at his life.
At
I mean,
his life?
I did feel bad for her in points of the show, but it was bizarre, and I can't believe it's a real story. And
The general gist
it was
is
sad.
she is portrayed as a hyper stalker, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay.
I mean, she is, and apparently had other incidents as well, not just
Right.
with this one person. But that's not the only part to it. There's other things that happen to the guy that are just awful.
All right. Now I'm more intrigued.
Everybody's watching it, so I'll eventually get around to it. Get in line, show.
Yeah, get like a drink, get a glass of bourbon, and expect to not be happy.
All right, and one last thing, I'm throwing this in here for me. Heralded by many critics and fans to be one of the greatest sci-fi picks of all time, Dune Part 2 is coming home. Max has announced that the film, based on the Frank Herbert classic science fiction novels, will join Dune Part 1 on the platform on Max next Tuesday, May 21st. I cannot wait. I saw it twice in the theater, and I'm ready to watch it again.
So I saw it finally. It is one of the greatest science fiction movies ever.
It's an amazing movie.
It is amazing. I cannot wait to have an afternoon where I pair them both together and watch it as the complete saga.
Yeah.
I'm
got to
looking
set
forward to-
6 hours aside.
I will tell you this, if you have not seen it yet and you know all about the worm ride.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
it's amazing,
I
right?
mean, you've never seen it like that. It's sensational.
The film made over $500 million globally, surpassing Dune Part 1 in total box office. All right, let's go ahead and do the clips.
All right.
Let's do the mystery clips.
Looks like it.
I ain't got no thing
All right,
here.
we're playing. Raise your
right.
hand if you know.
All right, we'll play the clip. If anybody knows who it is, raise your hand. Here we go.
When I saw him for the first time when they showed us, he had to go back in. The animators didn't do it to back off, bub. So I'd go in because they did it to back off, bub. And I went into the studio, and there's this big screen, and out walks Wolverine on the screen. And we're like, holy shit. Wow, you look good.
It sounds, it's not Bryan Cranston.
It does sound a little
Just
bit.
a little bit
Yeah.
like him. All right, anybody know?
No.
All right,
X-Men
it's from
97.
Deadpool too, right?
No, X-Men 97.
Oh, Marissa?
So Cal Dodd returns for the X-Men 97, and in that clip, he recalled seeing Wolverine on the screen for the first time due to an animation error.
I guess he's the voice of Wolverine?
Yeah, he was the original one, though. He's back.
I always liked him because he talked like this.
Yep.
I can smell him. I always thought that was cool. All right, here is the next clip. Let's see if we can identify. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Here we go.
AMC came to me and asked me to do a cooking show. I guess they had seen me cook on Real Housewives. I cooked some bolognese once and the girls all loved it. And so I think one of the wives of the executives went and said, we want to have a cooking show with Harry.
It's Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Right. got it.
Harry from Desperate. Yeah.
Nick?
Harry Hamlin.
Marissa?
Yeah!
Harry.
Harry Hamlin is a casual at-home chef who never dreamed about hosting his own cooking show, but now In the Kitchen with Harry Hamlin debuts tonight, and that is how he described how the show came to be.
By the way, a great guest. We had him.
Yeah.
He was terrific, and he was describing the nightmare lovingly of being married to Lisa Rinna, who's firmly ensconced in the Real Housewives world.
Yep, he was really laid back. He was really cool. All right, we have a cool teacher to talk to. If you guys don't mind, we put the word out yesterday to Burlington Township High School in Burlington, and they came back and they voted for this teacher. Please welcome Mr. Ron Caponegro to the show. Ron, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. All right. How bad did I butcher your name, Ron?
It was close. It's actually Caponegro.
Caponegro. All right. And the name sounds familiar. Should that be the case?
Yes. I won in 2016.
He's a twofer.
Is this the first one we've ever had?
Would he qualify as our GOAT?
I think he's our GOAT.
Yeah. He's our Michael Jordan.
In all the years of doing this, we have never had a repeat before. What year was that again, Ron?
2016.
In 16.
Wow, man. And close together, relatively speaking.
Wow.
Well, you've got the secret, man.
Ron, so how long have you been at Burlington then?
This is my 27th year.
Oh, wow. My goodness. Man, you have seen a lot in your 27 years, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Have you always taught
COVID and everything else?
Have you always taught tech and financial literacy?
That's been for the last 10 years. Before I was like a keyboarding teacher and a Microsoft Office teacher, and then marketing. And then eventually when the state required financial literacy, I started doing that about 10 years ago.
Oh, that's a great move.
It sounds insanely boring, okay? But I wish that, and as a high school student, I probably wouldn't have paid attention, but it is so much. I stress to my kids, I'm like, we need to teach you how to learn about money going into your future, because it is the one thing that is going to be, if you can make money work for you, you have won.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it is so essential. Every parent should try to, I don't want to say force, but by sheer luck, I happen to have a retirement plan that looks like it's going to work for me. But otherwise, to start it now, how are the kids? Are they receptive to it, or do you have to really, entice them every way you can?
Oh, no, they're all into it because the way we structured the class over the last 6 or 7 years is when they first start the class and they start learning about retirement and how to retire, and they get excited the fact that they think they can stop working around 55 to 60 years old.
Yeah, and you can.
And then they end up getting a job, like where they get to select their career. And then from that career, they learn what education they need, and then they get a salary. And they pretty much live their life through this class where they do their taxes from it based on their career. They buy a car based on their salary. They buy a house. Some of them have tragedies where things just happen and it costs them more money.
Wow.
And then at the end of the year, they have this big budget they put together to see if they could really live the life that they wanted. And they really get into it, especially because now we're in the car portion and they are all fighting with me because their salaries aren't high enough and they can't get their wonderful cars. So it's very...
No, that's pretty amazing.
Because it's like their life.
How prominent does crypto figure into all this?
Oh, we only look at it briefly just on the 1040, and that's it. We don't go deep into that.
Ron, though, you brought up something. So you will sometimes in their quote unquote life scenario pop in hey, by the way, you had a car accident and you are now disabled, and now you can't work type of scenario, something like that?
Not that extreme, but we do have car accidents where two kids will hit each other in class, and we'll have things like a dog bites them, so they have to stay out of work for a month.
Okay.
And
that's pretty wild.
So we don't go so extreme where they're just...
You don't actually disable them. Yeah.
But I mean, that's, and I understand why you may not, because that might be it might mess with people's heads a little bit, but that's something to consider.
Yeah.
That you can have these life changes that where it makes a complete right turn, left turn, backwards turn, whatever, and you've got to switch gears and you got to be ready for that stuff. So you're doing great work then, Ron. That's very cool. And you're the volleyball coach too, right?
Yeah, I'm the head girls volleyball coach and assistant boys.
Nice. Do you have a good season?
Oh, yeah, the girls did great this year. We ended up winning our division again, and we went pretty deep into the playoffs, which was nice.
And now they can retire.
Well, we're getting ready for their playoffs. So
awesome.
All right, excellent. Well, Ron, you know the routine. We're going to give you the Preston and Steve Coolest Teacher of the Year coffee mug, part 2.
Yes.
And we're going to give you a $50 Dunkin' gift card and a $50 Visa gift card from College Ave. And wow, you're the best ever, man.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's good talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Our pleasure. All right, Ron Caponigro, a two-timer here. First time ever in Coolest Teacher. How about that? All right, next school up is Christiana High School in Newark, Delaware. You guys get to vote. We'll give you till about 6 o'clock tomorrow morning to do that, so don't miss the opportunity. Spread the word. Let the school know that this is happening. It's very easy. You just text the word teacher to 39333, then we send you the voting link, and then tomorrow we'll find out who the winner is. We're going to take a break. Don't forget, Mr. John Oates will be joining us this morning around 9 o'clock. Looking forward to that. We'll be back in a sec.
Preston and Steve.
Preston does not want to talk about that time he wore that I Love TS t-shirt. So stop
Shut up!
about it.
Shut up, you whore!
Jesus.
We have audio of him on the on the Today Show. Shut up! Shut up!
Stinking whore.
God damn it!
All right.
Shut up!
Whoa.
All right. So
No, he was Savannah Guthrie asked him. I think he does. He toes the line and he is able to deflect these things, and he's a very nice guy and wants to talk about the industry and all that stuff, but he's trying to keep his private life private.
I have a different anecdote, but let's listen to this.
Okay.
Shut up! Here it is.
I read a GQ profile of you, and don't kill me for asking, but of course it was asked about your relationship with Taylor Swift. And I thought when I read it, I thought you gave really thoughtful answers, and I wondered, what it was like to kind of go through all that and to be in the public eye in that way. It must have been kind of...
It's already in the public eye. All right, anyway.
Yeah, I know. It's a stupid question.
Disconcerting.
Well, it's, I
Shut up! What the hell? I'm gonna hit you!
make a clear distinction between my work, which I absolutely dedicate myself to, which is for the public. I really believe in that relationship between an actor and the audience. There is no, you can't call yourself an actor without the audience. And my private life is private.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Listen, there's enough to talk to this guy about outside of his 10-minute fling with Taylor Swift, which has been over for a long time now.
He's got a major movie coming out.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, I could see him definitely as James Bond if Daniel Craig, who I think is phenomenal, steps away from it. He could definitely do it.
I think he'd be great. So anyway, in this other interview, the Telegraph reporter asked him if he regretted the relationship and the publicity and all that stuff.
What I will regret is in about a minute when I fart into your mouth, which I'm going to do. I'll regret it for the briefest period of time, and then I'll smile because I've known I've shut you up by floating a fecal cloud down that gob of yours. After asking such a ridiculous question.
According to the reporter, Hiddleston responded testily, asking him, "What should I regret in your mind? I would rather not talk about this if that's all right."
Yeah.
He continued, reflecting, saying, "I'm just thinking about this. Everyone is entitled to a private life. I love what I do, and I dedicate myself with absolute commitment to making great art and great entertainment. And in my mind, I don't conflict the two. My work is in the public sphere, and I have a private life, and those two things are separate."
Yeah.
And now I'm going to fart in your mouth.
Yeah. And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to blow an air biscuit down your gullet.
Yeah. Finally, it's pretty cool, man. Coming up June 2nd is U2's Joshua Tree at 30 collection, which will be released in numerous CD, digital, and vinyl formats. According to the band's press release, alongside the 11-track album, the Super Deluxe Collector's Edition includes a live recording of the Joshua Tree Tour 1987 Madison Square Garden concert.
Wow.
Rarities and B-sides from the album's original recording sessions, as well as 2017 remixes from Daniel Lanois, St. Francis Hotel, Jackknife Lee, Steve Lillywhite, and Flood.
What would you expect to pay for this amazing record package?
He does his own K-Tel commercial.
Yeah, he does a commercial for it. Yeah.
Hi, it's Bono. You caught me in the living room just listening to some great tunes.
He's just there with the. Is that clearly not his like paneling on the walls? Clearly not his living room. You know.
Is that the Joshua tree?
Well, yes, it is.
Well,
now you can own the Joshua. Yeah, turn it up.
Turn it up.
Now you can own it in your very own home.
So the package will also include an 84-page hardback book of unseen personal photography shot by The Edge during the original Mojave Desert photo session in 1986. Stephen, the commercial, The Edge should be in the kitchen.
Right, yeah.
And he's making lunch.
Are you telling the people about the collection? Yes, I am. And look at this incredible coffee table book. With lots of pictures out of focus.
The Edge commented in his introduction to the newly published book of photos, saying, when I see the people we were back then, I see a bunch of pilgrims on a journey towards some kind of creative home.
Yeah.
And I think that really does capture the spirit of the band at that time.
I think that's my favorite look of the band, the Joshua Tree period.
I agree. Yeah. They had a cool appearance about them. I think the album is a masterpiece. I think it's exciting that they're going to play it and they're going to be in Philadelphia.
Did you get to hear Pierre yesterday?
No, but I heard Jackson yesterday, who didn't even know that they were going to be playing the Joshua Tree while they're coming to town. But no, I know that Pierre tracked side one vinyl of Joshua Tree, and I missed it, and I wish I would have heard it.
I don't know if it was special vinyl that he had, but I went to this studio when he was getting ready for the Workforce Blacks yesterday, and he had that vinyl out, and it seemed heavier to me for some reason. I'm not sure.
Apparently, it makes a difference in the world of phonographs.
That is what I have in music news for you. Hope you enjoyed that little treat for you this morning.
No, Marissa has it.
Little Nid.
Hold on.
Nid. There we go. Oh, that's the very one. The very album in question.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
What'd you expect to pay for this heavy record?
It's
that thing must weigh 20 goddamn pounds. It's like a manhole cover that plays music.
You can feel it. In
180?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Marissa says it's 180.
180 pounds.
It's 180 pounds.
That's a good 50 pounds more than the original album.
180 grams.
We've just we remastered the Joshua Tree on Captain America's shield.
Yeah.
Vibranium?
Vibranium. You can listen. This is one record you can listen to in a moving truck.
Right. Okay.
It absorbs all the vibrations.
Yeah. All right. So they're coming out with a special edition.
I love that album. I love the album artwork.
Yep. It's fantastic. Nick might be going to Joshua Tree.
Yes,
yeah. About that, right?
Talking about a trip out to Los Angeles, and it is now my goal in life to get to all of the national parks in this country. So there are two relatively close to LA. One is called Channel Islands, out in the ocean in the Pacific, and then the other one, which is a little more accessible, is Joshua Tree.
Nick, why didn't you ask Steve if he's been to the Joshua Tree?
Hey, Steve, have you
been?
Casey's been there too.
I was just there in October. I was expecting to see more Joshua trees. I didn't see one.
There are a lot of Brad trees and a few Eddie trees, but there's no. They're actually few and far between.
Did you go to Death Valley as well?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I've been.
Have you?
Yeah.
I want to get to that one as well.
The national park?
Yeah, I want to get to all the national parks. I think Yosemite's at the top of my list, but that's a little too far from LA, I think. So,
Yosemite. Sorry, that cracked me up.
Could have kept it inside.
He said some of your friends may have mental issues that need to be tended to.
Oh my God.
Hi, this is Bono with a serious message. Sometimes people randomly yell out Yosemite. They need to be corralled and taken in for medication.
Casey's justification was he said Yosemite.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a park.
It worked for me, yeah.
But there are certain things that should kick in that, like, to keep you from pooping in public.
Right.
And yelling Yosemite for no reason.
Is like Yosemite a name or something?
Yeah, Yosemite.
Okay, all right, got it.
Get over here.
Yeah, you big lug. Amanda Seyfried and Thomas Sadowski secretly eloped on March 12th after less than a year of dating.
It's such a secret, I don't care.
They are expecting their first child as well.
So he's the dad.
The newsroom actor broke the news on the Late Late Show with James Corden Thursday night after Corden noticed his wedding ring. Sadowski said, "We eloped. We just took off into the country with an efficient and just the two of us, and we did our thing. We had a great day, and it was perfect."
I actually like him. He's a funny comedic actor and a good serious actor, so I approve of this. Please let them know.
The sole guest of honor was Seyfried's Australian Shepherd named Finn.
It's an honor to be here.
What the hell's that all about? Her Australian Shepherd?
Their dog?
Oh.
It's okay. It's a Monday morning, man. It's all right.
No, I thought it was legitimately an Australian. I thought they had a group of
well, you know what? I don't know.
Sheep.
Maybe they do.
And they tended them.
And also, I had to leave the sheep for a little while, but I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Probably
I was
their
just
dog.
kidding.
I'm not a dog guy.
Obviously.
I'm a shepherd.
What do you do?
Hey, I'm here for the Siegfried wedding, and I'm the only person here.
Generally, a guest of honor is not a dog.
No.
Yeah.
So,
It doesn't usually make the news story either.
And I'm an idiot. They wrote their own vows. And
It was lovely.
Finn gave a great speech at the reception.
I gotta say, I'm a little nervous. I've been known more for my shepherding skills and the kind of man who gives a speech at a wedding. But I gotta say, it was quite an honor and a little bit of a shock to receive the invite.
Casey, do we have any crowd ambiance of?
Just want to say a few words about the couple. Emerged my spies, standing out there in the outback playing with didgeridoo, tending my flock. And here comes Western Union with an invite. It was mostly a shock because I'm not even friends with these people, but I'll go anywhere if you provide airfare and a hotel. I understand they'd reached out initially to a soothsayer, but decided to go with the shepherd.
All right.
They were going to get their German shepherd to show up.
Now that I would have known. That I would have known.
It's good to be here.
Anyhow, they wrote their own vows. And,
Always a mistake.
Sadowski described their ceremony as beautiful.
Yeah, he was great.
He expanded saying, listen, she said, the person who I love, admire, respect most in the world, it was she didn't say that. She said, she's the person.
She told me I'm the person she admires most in the world.
Who I love, admire, respect most in the world. And
He's
it
a
is
little cockeye, don't you think?
everything that it should be. It was just the two of us talking to each other.
Hey, I don't want to interrupt things, but these are very good pizza bagels.
I can't tell if this guy's a talking dog or an actual shepherd.
Yeah. I thought he was a shepherd.
I could tell.
Listen, I don't want to bother you two lovebirds, but where's my coat? Is it upstairs on the bed?
While the big celebrity wedding.
Traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Kathy, I have to say, I still am sinfully jealous of your white headphones.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm thinking about maybe getting a pair.
Okay.
But here's the thing, though. I'd like to see what they look like on me, and I don't think you would let me try yours on for just a moment.
Oof, we'd have to sanitize.
Oh, man.
No,
Yeah.
you can try them on.
You want his ear?
Okay, all right.
His ear boogies on you? We should also, Preston, if you're cool with it, I think you should get like one of those car artists to sort of detail it for you.
Oh, yeah.
And if it said dumb bitch.
On the top?
It's on the
Wouldn't
top.
that be awesome?
Well, you know what I was thinking? Because I was looking at some of the videos that we've been putting out, and our name tags are getting dirty and
Yes.
gross. So maybe I was thinking maybe we can figure out a way to replace those, and maybe mine can just say dumb bitch.
Dumb
instead.
bitch.
We should have our a Maverick, our actual names, but our
flight name or what?
Yeah.
Is it called?
Our call signs.
Call
Yeah,
signs.
our
Yeah,
call signs.
yeah, I like that.
We got new chairs yesterday, and I really appreciate the fact that we got new chairs. They're nice, but it's throwing me off, man. I'm
Me
I'm
too.
in a different position,
Yep.
and you're so used to being in the same spot and
For years.
moving the same way. And Preston, this computer that you and I share, my approach to the computer and to the keyboard is different than it was yesterday, and it's kind of messing with me.
It's
a little
such
bit.
a seismic thing because I got one of the chairs in the office and I'm sitting on it and I'm up higher. And you realize, and I was, thanks for saying that, because I wonder if I'm such a creature of habit
Yeah.
that
Well,
something like that can throw me off so much.
I noticed that about you when I came in this morning because you normally sit as low as
Yeah.
the chair will possibly
Yeah.
go. Steve would sit with his ass on the ground
Yep.
if that were possible. And I noticed that you were up high, and I'm like, maybe I've never noticed that Steve sits like that in the office from time to time. But no, it's clearly different.
Yeah.
So if we're a little off our game today, it's the chairs.
chairs.
I do like
Mine
them.
doesn't
though.
recline, though.
They're nice.
They are nice.
They're comfy.
They roll well.
Yeah.
they're-
Mine rolls
I
around
think they're better
nicely.
than the other ones. We'll get used to
Well,
it.
the
We'll
other
figure it out.
ones had a mesh thing
Yes.
to it. and it breathed, and I can already feel my ass sweating.
You're gonna give you sweaty ass? Okay.
Yeah, he just had a fart playthrough.
First world problems that we have here in our studio. So, real quick, speaking of first world, I got this great email from a guy whose emails for Pete Sosa. He's a pilot, and he sent me a picture of him, and it says, listening to the daily podcast via Bluetooth at 45,000 feet, flying a G650 and doing 9/10 the speed of sound.
Wow.
And he sent me a picture from the cockpit. That's a private jet. Those it's a G650.
I thought it was a military plane.
No, it is so cool.
Do you have the picture? Can I see it?
Let me.
You get us excited?
Can he get us in one?
I don't know.
Can he give us one?
Yeah.
Yeah, here. Well, hang on. I'll pull up the picture and I'll hold it up to our YouTube camera.
How long would it take to drive or to fly down the shore in one of those? 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Oh my God!
Isn't that cool?
That is phenomenal.
Sleek and that's the look
that's a
inside.
beauty.
And that's where he listens to the Preston and Steve
That's
show.
cool.
Yeah,
Did he say where he was flying to and from when
he did not?
Okay.
No, but I thought that was awesome.
That's
so.
awesome.
Let's just say he had Jaleel White as his passenger.
Urkel.
Yeah.
Did he do that?
Yeah, he did do that. All right, hey, there was something I saw I thought was worth bringing up, and because I can relate to this, was we have our own idea of what helps us relax.
Yes.
But it turns out that some of the activities that we think will relax us actually have the opposite effect, and even therapists will fall into what are called stress traps.
Stress traps.
But they say that we can work on how we handle stress. Half of the time, it can drastically help if we can do that at least half of the time. So here are a couple of the soothing behaviors that people may try to avoid because it actually adds to anxiety instead of doing what you think it's going to do.
So these are ways to help really relax.
Well,
and not
this
fall
is-
down a stress trap.
Well, these are things that you might think of as a leisure and relaxation activity, but it actually might be stressing you out
All
more
right,
than you realize.
lay it on us.
All right, because I have one specifically for me.
In this list.
All right, so it's not on this list, but mine I'll share with you. So it says here that binge watching TV or binge shopping. It says a lot of us turn to retail therapy or getting lost in a Netflix series when we're stressed, but it's just a way to avoid emotions, which can lead to even more stress. Doing these things for a moment of escape and indulgence is one thing, but turning them into a coping mechanism isn't helping long
see
term.
that.
So
I thought this was a little bit different because let me share you mine and
All
I'll
right.
explain what I
Does it
think.
involve leaning your chair back?
It does not. It involves the thing that I love, the activity that I love. Golf.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and you
Of
guys
course.
know how much I practice and play, and it's my thing. It's my constantly working on project. But there are times when I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
When I love to go and I hate you. I hate you. I hate you more than anything in this damn world. But the being outside part and enjoying the scenery and all this stuff and the camaraderie that you have with other golfers and things like that. But there are times when I just want to rip my hair out.
So I understand this completely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you're in it and you're loving it, there is no high that can compare to it.
Yes.
It is so magical. You found your purpose. I'm here. This is it. And then when it's not working, you want to die.
I'm like, screw this.
Yeah.
I'll never do this
hate
again. I hate you.
Is there any aspect of golf, whether it be you just going out to the driving range or the chipping green or whatever, that is consistently zen for you? Is there any
I bet you I know
aspect?
one.
What?
In case, and this might hold true, you play as well. The shopping for equipment, like if you were to go into right, so that
nice.
is an even playing field. You're not asked to deliver on the sport. You're simply in the world and enjoying it that way.
Being surrounded by it is nice. I'm not a big
There's no
gear-
expectation.
I'm not a big gear guy. Some people are really into it. They got to get the new clubs, and all that stuff. But that's not my thing. But yeah, that is a nice aspect of it. So.
Yeah.
But that's one that came to mind. It's, like Casey, how about you? The Eagles.
Yeah.
I mean, you love football. You absolutely love talking about it. You love everything. But there are times when I've seen you frustrated and just absolutely deflated and
crestfallen.
I mean,
had it. Even after a win, it's sometimes it's not good enough for me. You know,
No kidding.
Yeah, they didn't win right. You know. And last season was a perfect example.
They
of
were
that.
the ones saying it all last season. You remember early on?
They were 10-1, right? And like it is really, really tough to argue about a team that is 10-1, but when you're out there, when you're watching the product on your field, and you're like, this is not a 10-1 team.
I hear exactly what you're saying, because every post game interview, whoever's being interviewed was saying we could have done better, even though they won.
Yeah, and so the Sixers, I think, are top of that list as well, and they just brought me too much anxiety, where I just had to back away from it. I'm like, this is. I don't like feeling like this.
I hate you. I hate you more than anything in this damn world.
So for me, it would be the tech stuff, the home theater or production equipment, audio recording, video. This little studio setup that I have at home, and adding to it and tweaking it, and then that's wonderful when I'm doing the due diligence to get the stuff and make it all work together, and it works together, and then I add something that makes it not work together, and then I hate you.
Right, exactly.
I hate you.
I don't know how people like Rodney, our engineer, in fact, our whole engineering department, when something goes wrong, that's when they actually thrive.
Yeah.
Like you don't see disgust. You don't see, oh my God, here we go again, which is what we would do.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is my mission now is to fix this.
So
and how do I do it? And they're intrigued by it.
I have had that deal. I had one situation where there was a chain of things in my media room. Like I can stream and do all this stuff, and I have all this video capability. So I went about 12 levels past what I needed to fix before I realized I had redone everything. About 6 levels through, I was like, okay, I'm getting there. And then it turned into the hell. But yes, even on that level, even correcting mistakes can be good in learning.
Okay.
Sometimes it becomes so absurd that I stand there saying, I hate you.
You're so right about Rodney, though, and our engineering department. That is when they thrive. But then I'm thinking of what else they have to deal with on top of it, like us going, it's not working. Well, it's not working. It's broken. We don't have anything. We have no phones. It doesn't work.
Right.
My chair won't go up and down.
We're comfortable, and they just straight face and they fix the problem.
Claire will come to me with stuff, and she gets frustrated, and I'm not a good teacher, so I try to. We have an agreement, you're going to hear me exhale a lot. I probably won't talk a lot. Give me what you need me to fix.
But I'm fixing
and I will fix it because she's great and she can communicate, and she married an imbecile.
I just thought of another thing that stresses me out, and it happens during an activity that I like, and that's going to a restaurant, eating, getting a good meal, okay? And I've realized this the other day, and I need to back off. I need to just shut up.
Child.
And seriously. And I need to I need to recognize these moments and just tell myself to chill.
Back off, war child, seriously.
It's when other people, especially my family, are ordering food from the server and they're not doing it properly.
Oh, I'm with you.
I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, the server that you're telling is becoming confused because you're not being clear about your order, and you're going to get your order messed up when we get it back, and then you're going to have to send it back, and then they've got to start all over again. So this is that build you just heard in my voice is what's going on in my head at the time. Like my son Parker hates pickles, hates them with an absolute disdain. Right. And Parker has a very limited palate. And so he always says he's a burger, plain, cheese, nothing else on it. And he'll just say that. And then I have to go, don't put anything else on the plate. Okay. Don't put lettuce, tomato, and for God's sake, don't put a pickle on the plate. Because if it comes to him served that way, he will send it back. And he has not learned to tell them ahead of time that absolutely positively you should not put any of that stuff anywhere near it. And
how many times does he have to get burned before he learns?
How was did you enjoy dinner last night?
Oh my God. And the same thing will happen. And I will interrupt and I will say, as they're giving their order to the server, I will interrupt and I'm like, can I explain to you what they want? Yeah. And I need to back off.
No, well, let me tell you.
I need to back off.
But I will support you in doing what I do. I become the meal foreman. So I will to expedite things, okay, so who'd like to order? And everyone's looking at each other. Okay, we're going to start here, and I'll point, and then we start moving.
Right.
And okay, so do you want that? How about this? And so I'm it's like the United Nations, and they have a headset on, and I'm speaking to them. I'm deciphering what the orders are, and we get them going. Because at that time when the server's there
crucial.
is not the let me ruminate time. You've come to a conclusion time.
Yes,
and also, listen, I understand chivalry and starting with the women and when you're ordering.
I always do.
But maybe don't, because it's been my...
Maybe don't.
Maybe
they're still deciding.
They're still deciding, right? Because they might hear me order and go, "Oh, hey, wait, that sounds actually pretty good. I'm going to change my mind." So how about we go to the women last?
Yeah, no, I
deference to them.
I do it in a very pleasant way.
Yeah.
But I massage that along, and we get it going because it's the only way to get it done. Also, it helps to as you're sitting there during casual conversation. Is everyone selecting what they... Just remind them that there's going to come a time when we're going to be asked to tell them what we would like to eat during this meal. And so a critical part of that will be deciding on it.
You're right, though, Preston. I enjoy going out to dinner, but if there are certain people that are joining me at the table, it becomes not all that enjoyable. But I know that I'm going. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to go out with so and so and so and so, and my mom and my aunts. And
it also comes with it too. And I'll say this, Kathy. It also comes down to, you learn it, live in the moment, and let it go. And just realize that you're there. There are other reasons you're there with those people. You enjoy those people. They're horrible orderers. You want to kill them, but you're going to enjoy the conversation.
Yeah.
And so it on balance, it works out.
I mean, I'll say she wants,
What she's trying to say
is she'll take the same thing as me with no mushrooms.
My friend is lovely, but she's a moron. So I will tell you.
And Press, I know that you said you need to back off, but the second you back off is when Parker's plate is going to be served on a bed of pickles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the moment you decide not to speak
It won't
up.
be a plate. It'll be a pickle that is brought in on.
All right, I'm going to go to Bert. We're talking about an activity that is supposed to be stress-free, and it's something you enjoy, but sometimes it turns into the opposite of that. Hey, Bert, good morning.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
What's up, Bert?
Yeah, I thought taking my kid fishing would be nice and relaxing, like in the movies, how he's sitting in the boat talking about life. But
you like fishing, right? It's your relaxing activity.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, they cast it into the tree. Everything's tangled up. I didn't even sit down once. I didn't have one beer.
Oh.
So in theory, giving your kids a bunch of line and hooks should be fun, but it turns out it's not. Yeah, no, I can see that. Because
we only went a couple times.
A couple, and that was enough for you.
So,
all right,
Kathy, you've taken Chase, have you not? Fishing? Isn't that he likes to go fishing?
Oh, yeah, he loves it. Do you think I go?
I didn't know what you would do for him, perhaps.
Steve,
okay.
no, I'm not. I'm not going.
Right.
No. I'm not going on the fishing
You
trips.
do the hunting.
Let me go to Andrew next. Hi, Andrew. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
So
What's up?
I go to the gym in LA Fitness in Collegeville, and I love working out. It helps my anxiety, my stress. But there are some days when 50 pounds feels like 100, and I get frustrated.
Yeah.
And then there are some days when people are on the machines I want to use, and I'm like, get off my machine. I need to use that.
Yeah.
Go do something else. And then I get frustrated because the machines I want to use aren't able to be used because people are using my machine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's the thing you love to do. It's the thing you look forward to heading into it. But then again, there are times where it works against you.
Yes, and I get so frustrated. I'm like, this workout sucks.
Yeah.
And it just ruins my whole day.
I will tell you this, and you can't fix it, but I will tell you this. You did something that a lot of people didn't do that day when your workout is you got up and worked out. And even though it may not have been the best, at least you did it.
Andrew,
No, at least I did it, yes.
There's still a guy that I hate because he was on the Smith machine for an hour one time. And I was like, and I see that every single time I see that guy in the gym, I'm like, you mother.
You know, it's worse
thanks, Andrew.
if you get on the Robert Smith machine and you got to put the mascara on.
Oh, man, because it can run.
Yes.
Oh, my God. But no, golf is that way. And like Andrew was saying, you go in, and even if it's not other people that are affecting this is just you are affecting this. I'm having, for whatever reason, I can't get it together. It's not coming together. And this leisure activity that I absolutely love and very much look forward to turns into anger, stress, all the things that I didn't go there for.
She came down in a bubble, dog.
In a crown. Let's go to Joe. Hey, Joe. Morning, bud.
Hey, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, buddy. What's up?
So my thing is, I get off of work, I go home, I put the kids to bed, I finally sit down, I play video games.
Yes.
So I'll hop on Call of Duty with my buddies, and like last night, everything was going good, and then all of a sudden, I'm getting frustrated. I got to the point, I'm like, all right, guys, I'm done. Turn off the thing, and then I have to take an hour to calm down before I can actually go to bed.
So you have your different, you do team play and all that stuff? You have your different squads?
Yeah, it's my buddies, same buddies every night, and they, we hop on, and a lot of times we have good nights. We laugh, even, if you're losing, it's you're laughing. But last night, couple nights, sometimes it gets so, like, Call of Duty is just.
Call of Duty can be a nightmare, especially now. A lot of times I'll do the with the free for all where you're just kind of running around and everyone all looking out for each other. But sometimes there are very frustrating things like. When you can tell someone is using cheat codes or whatever.
Yeah.
And it can be very frustrating. I find, like, in certain games, Preston, you know this, when you hit a game, a role-playing game, an RPG, and you are like, how the F do I progress on this? And you play the same scenario over 70 times.
That's why remotes,
get smashed.
Go into the screen. This is this thing you love to do.
Yeah, and it's killing you.
And then there are times it just rips your heart out.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can try the same thing 30 times, and then when you actually beat it, and you're like, oh, it was that simple.
It was that? Well, that's stupid. Yeah, all right, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
I can find cycling to be pretty zen at times, but I think there's a lot of cyclists out there that just run so hot. Do you know what I mean?
Like, you mean they're amped up and sort of running on a bit of an angry edge?
I've seen it, man. I've seen it, like
angry bicycle.
Even at the Bend to the Shore.
Yeah,
you get these hard-ons that are
Is it because they take it too seriously?
They take it way too seriously.
Yeah. So I was going to ask about another athletic endeavor. Any of you guys ever try rock climbing?
Yeah,
I have. Yeah.
I find that to be it's really mental. I mean, it's a physical thing too, but there's a lot of problem solving that goes into it, and I'm okay at it. I'm not great. My fiance is terrific at it. So when I see her do it, I get frustrated at how quickly she learns something and how slow I am to, so by comparison, she's now breezing up a 5'10" or whatever, and I'm still stuck on the 5'6", and that's where I get frustrated. Whereas Steve, if I were mindful about it and zen, I'd be like, oh, I'm doing a 5'6". I'm at the gym, but I get frustrated by comparison.
Yeah, you set up parameters that you're trying to deal with.
That can happen. All right, here's an interesting one. I'm going to go to Lou. Hey, Lou, morning, bud.
Hey, am I on the air?
You are.
Sweet.
All right, Lou, this one, I love this. I see what you're going to say.
For the love of God, the lazy river has to be the most agitating thing on this planet.
And it's supposed to be relaxing.
It's supposed to be relaxing. You start off, I shouldn't even get in the water because I'm frustrated in the line because people have to choose tubes like they're buying a car.
Yeah.
And then you inevitably, you're in there, you have the person that has 5 tubes too many that's laying in 20 of them. Then you have the kids running around with no regard for anybody that's trying to relax.
Yes.
Then the people getting off don't know how to get off the tube and walk out the right way. Yeah. And there's inevitably, and I don't know why they created this. This is one of God's worst creations. You have the hoses that strangers squirt you. It's god awful.
Hey.
It sounds really agitating.
By the way, there are exciting slides all around the place where if you really want to go tear it up, the lazy river is not for that.
No.
I'm with you.
I haven't done a lazy river in a long time.
It can be nice.
Yeah.
But as you're drifting off into tranquility, and heaven forbid you close your eyes and relax for a moment, some kid bumps into you or splashes or something stupid like that.
It doesn't sound lazy at all.
It's not lazy. No, it's a very active river, actually.
Picking out a raft like you're buying a car.
Yeah.
Good line.
Case, how much time we got? We're going live on Fox.
We got
Good Day.
a break.
We got to wrap it up
Yeah.
here. Okay. Well, I had not heard of this before, but they're called what was it? Stress traps.
Stress traps.
Things that you can fall into, and it's supposed to be relaxing, and it is something you enjoy to be relaxing, but can actually add on a tad bit of stress. So maybe if we go into those things knowing that might occur, that is an option.
You can handle it a little bit better and get your stress relief that you were looking for.
Exactly. Hey, maybe a way for you to relieve your stress is to screech like a seagull. I don't know.
Yes, a lot of people, primal scream therapy.
If that is the case, then we want you at Keenan's Irish Pub for our live broadcast a week from day after tomorrow. I'm showing you how quickly this is coming along. A week from Friday is when we were headed to Keenan's for the official opening of the Jersey Shore. It's brought to you by Coors Light. And we need people to sign up for our Seagull Screech Off. We got a few already.
Yeah.
Let's get a nice group of people so we can guarantee that we'll have a good competition live on air. It's one of the many contests we'll be doing that particular morning. But you can go to PrestonandSteve.com if you know someone who can screech like a seagull and has a chance when we're going to have great prizes. Make sure you tell them to sign up for this, okay? PrestonandSteve.com is also a chance for you to win Cut the Line passes and VIP tables as well. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll go live on Fox Good Day. We'll do the Bizarre File, so stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
Pounds and pounds worth of gleaming jewels and glossy magazine covers used to be the regular thing. More and more stars are opting out of the limelight for the big day.
It's just those two, the efficient, and a guy in a robe with a crook.
He's a crook.
Giant beard.
He's not Moses.
Yeah, shepherds don't. There are shepherds still, and I don't think they look like that.
In my mind, they do. They all have crooks.
I have no leg to stand on at all to criticize anyone.
No.
At this point.
The Australian Shepherd.
Yep. It's a dog.
What's more ridiculous, having a dog?
Hell no. I'm here for the wedding. Now they invited me. Well, here's your proof. Look, it's wool all over me. I like to play a song I composed for the couple on my didgeridoo. Goes something like this.
Thanks for attempting to back me up, Casey. Yes, it would make more sense to have an actual human being, as opposed to your dog, be a witness at your wedding.
Yeah. How does dog sign
man.
the witness sheet?
There's an ink pad.
By the way, I think I'm going to get lucky with the Shih Tzu at table 7.
Kathy actually had a family member pass recently. That's why she was gone last week.
It's been a bad streak for you, Kathy.
Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, I know. Seriously. My cousin passed away completely unexpectedly. It was very sad. We were all very close with him. He lived with my family growing up for a little bit of time. So it was a little more than just a cousin. We were pretty close to him. So it was sad. I flew down to Florida. They sort of did a celebration of life, is what they called it, and I was held at a family friend's house who, opened their doors to my entire family and all of my cousin's close friends. And one of my cousin's friends was a musician, so he came out. He actually played some music, played some of my cousin's favorite songs. One of their other friends is a minister. He spoke, and we prayed, and all of that happened. But it happened in someone's backyard with palm trees overlooking the backyard. So it was a different feel. It was nice, and it was definitely, I think, a little more enjoyable than a traditional funeral would be. But I didn't think that, I don't know, there wasn't
the keg stands weren't appropriate.
Well, there wasn't time really for mourning. Yeah, and speaking of keg stands, one of my stupid cousins and his dumb girlfriend, who was like a mixture of Joan Rivers and the character Magna on Something About Mary.
Okay,
that's basically who his girlfriend was that he brought. Well, they took it as a party and a reason to just get wasted. And I just felt like it was so disrespectful, even though it was sort of that vibe. It wasn't a let's get wasted and party vibe.
Right.
And
unless you're like an alcoholic, and then everything is the let's get wasted and party vibe.
Well, and maybe that played a part into it, because they to me, they looked like they were high before they even got there.
Okay.
So I think they had something else going on. But when they walked in, they were like, yo, what is up?
Wow. Stop it.
I wanted to shove his face in a trash can. Like,
how old are these people? Are they?
Oh, well, she told the entire party that she was 46. I'll tell you what, she was a minimum 60. Okay, she was not 46, but she continued to tell the party the entire day that she was 46 years old.
Well, all right. So there's a scene in Grown Ups in the beginning of the movie because they all get together because their Little League coach dies.
Yeah.
And David Spade's character, he gets weird. He doesn't know how to act at a funeral. So when he sees all his old friends, he's like, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" He's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. These things weird me out."
Casey, that's kind of what it was. And my cousin looked like Panama Jack.
Really?
Yes.
What a mess.
And listen,
Hat and
people,
everything?
had everything. And listen, people, showed up in, some were in suits and, other women were wearing black, but other people were a little more casual. I had like a long dress on. It really didn't matter, but they were a little over the top. It just was a little much. At one point, they were doing the electric slide in the backyard to not the electric slide music.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, okay, we're enjoying music because his friend is here playing. Sit down. Sit the hell down.
This was just those two?
Yeah.
Just alone doing that?
Alone, just the two of them doing the electric slide in the middle of the yard.
I know.
Sit down.
I get that you're trying to go for a more upbeat vibe, but I don't know how. I don't know if I'd know how to act.
Listen, and everyone was kind of like, what are they
Do we have
doing?
fun?
How well do you? I know their family, but how well do you know them? I mean, do you only see them at family functions once in a great while?
This couple?
Yeah.
So I only see him every once in a while. Fortunately, I don't have to be subject to him
Panama
that
Jack?
often.
Yeah.
Panama Jack and his 75-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
So them, no, I am not all that close with.
Anybody say anything to him?
Well, at the end of the night, when she told the widow's wife that she was a bad mother, then people said something to her.
Whoa.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
So,
And this is the girlfriend.
This is the girlfriend who half of us have never even met.
How long have they been dating?
I don't know. Casey.
What a bitch.
Oh my God.
That's
You
just a bad person.
Yeah. It was pretty late when it finally all wrapped up and ended.
Did she arrive in a golf cart by any chance?
No, I don't know.
Steal it from the retirement home?
I don't know. And I avoided them at all costs. I just kept telling my brothers, I was like, I'm avoiding the situation. Like, I'm not going near them. I'm avoiding them. So, of course, I'm waiting in line for the bathroom, and both of them walk out of the bathroom together. I'm like,
oh
really?
my God.
Yeah.
They were banging in the bathroom?
I think
they were doing
something.
I think they were probably doing something else in the bathroom. I don't know that they were banging. So then I ended up having to be in a conversation with them, which was awesome, which is where I learned she was 46.
Yeah, by the way, if you're 60, wouldn't you rather be looking good for 60 or terrible for 46?
You'd rather look good for 60 than terrible for 46.
Exactly. And you know what, though? And she ruined it because she told a story later on in the day.
About meeting Eisenhower?
No, that aged her. Yes, that aged her. And me and my mom figured it out. And we're like, okay, she's at least 58.
So I told him Normandy invasion will work. But anyway, enough about me.
A couple of people are texting and saying, "Hey, you can't have funeral without fun."
Yeah.
No, and listen, but there was. Listen, like my cousin who passed away, his brother is a very fun person, and he was distraught over the loss of his brother, but enjoyed himself, had fun. We told stories about him. There was fun to it. It wasn't this couple didn't need to do that.
Yeah,
They
the difference
killed
between-
it. They made it awkward, and they were disrespectful.
Right. It's the difference between a pleasant, upbeat affair, a positive, life-affirming memory.
Celebration of life as opposed to, look at me!
You honestly, you really you need to take the lead from those closest to the deceased, right? So those most affected by the deceased's death, whether a husband, wife, kids, brother, sister, whatever, you take the lead from them. If they seem to be having a good time and upbeat and all that sort of stuff, then you take that lead, right? If they're not, then you need to kind of be at their level or lower. Yeah.
But I mean, your cousin's just an a-hole. I mean, that's all there is to it. Was the family all talking about it?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's the risk you run with something like that, is that people,
But again, someone who has even the most basic social skills would know how far to push it. You should not be doing the electric slide.
Yeah.
At the funeral.
And so, even though it's a completely different occasion, they would be the a-holes at the wedding, too, probably.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure. They clearly had some issues that need to be worked out. So I'm sure that was the main reason for them. But
This is the way we did it at Gatsby's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wasn't into it. And
Yeah.
What's that? I can't wait to see Ham-Ass 2, Casey's Revenge.
Ham-Ass 2.
Some
Wait,
people
what was Ham-Ass 1?
Yeah, it'd be the first.
A lot of people were calling for now my involvement with the Greater Philadelphia Film Office, Miney and the Effed Up Horse.
Miney and the Effed Up Horse gets made finally.
Finally. There's that one, and what was the other movie?
What was the other one that
Isn't there another
we kept
one?
referencing?
Oh, yeah. Stinky and...
Stinky
goes to college?
Does it Stinky go to college? No.
My name left up, or maybe it's Stinky.
I think it's Stinky goes to college.
Stinky goes to college?
It's Stinky goes to college.
There's a couple of other
There was a
ones.
script
Yes.
floating around for one of them. For
Miney and the Effed Up Horse.
Yeah.
Well, there was a cast listing for
Yeah,
that.
That's what it was. Yeah.
It was a movie that we would have loved to have had made. I think it was the time that Barbaro got sick.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miney and the Effed Up Horse.
Miney, wasn't it when the miners in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania were stuck underground? and-
Sure.
yeah.
So it's a powerful story.
Miney.
It's like that Antonio Banderas movie meets Seabiscuit.
An author, his name is Yuval Harari, argues in his book, which is called Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind, that gossip is the foundation of our species' survival. Gossiping or sharing social knowledge involves retrieving previously acquired information about an individual from our vast social network, a process that's more complicated than this sounds.
So how far does it go back?
It goes all the way back, I guess.
Guess who put finger in Stegosaurus?
Oh, my God.
Are you effing kidding me, Og? Saw it with own eyes. Put finger right in Stegosaurus. Then sniffed it. Get out. Saw it
With own eyes.
with own eyes. I bet at some rudimentary level it was part of campfire talk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Stegosaurus facing away. Og walk up, finger go in. I saw it. Own eyes. Of course,
it's the original storytelling, probably, man.
Yeah.
Steve, I have a response to somebody texted over. Give me the story again about the Stegosaurus, please, because I have a response to that.
All right. Og, put finger in Stegosaurus. Saw with own eyes.
Shut the front rock.
When it comes to that. And so as we're getting ready and waiting for Preston and Steve, we want to talk about that and like maybe have them guess. Hey, guys.
We're here.
Hey. Morning, guys.
Hey. So we want to talk dirty. We're talking about what do you think is the dirtiest or more specifically germiest household item in the home?
Wow. And just in like American homes in general, what would we all have in common that is the dirtiest? Wow, that's a good question. I mean, like automatically you think the toilet seat or something like that, but I'm going to guess maybe it's something different. Maybe like maybe your pillowcase or something along those lines.
Interesting.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
we've heard.
Any other guesses?
Well, we've had reports about hotel rooms. And hotel rooms, the thing that they always say is the most germ-ridden is the TV remote.
Ding, 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 ding. You're right. It's the TV remote, even in the home as well.
Even in your home, where your children play with their
How often do you
toys.
wipe it down?
Never.
Yeah.
In fact, I kind of suck on it while watching TV.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I would imagine it's because some people will use their phone apps on there. The phone's got to be covered with stuff too. But I mean, that goes with you everywhere. So,
you know what I do?
Some people bring it in the bathroom.
Well, I make it worse. I've actually taped my remote to my toilet brush, and I know that's bad.
Wait a minute, Alex. You said some people bring their phone into the bathroom. I don't know anybody who doesn't bring their phone into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, remember back in the day, they used to have some magazines off to the side.
Yeah.
No, you're missing it. What I don't bring my phone into the bathroom. I have my iPad in there. I guess.
We still, by the way, we still keep the magazines in every bathroom.
Oh, do you?
Just in case
you run out of toilet paper.
In case you run out of toilet paper, or you forget your phone.
Oh yes,
or you don't have power or something like that. So yeah, we still keep that thing
going.
going.
That's kind. There's some entertainment in there. Maybe we should put TVs in the bathroom then. You know,
the iPad. Yeah, absolutely.
But that's it. Yeah, I don't think my boys know how to poo without their iPads. Like they come running in, like, I gotta go poop, and I'm like, you don't need your iPad. They're like, yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Carrie, now you bet you're absolutely right. There's a whole generation that will not know what it's like to not have a musical or television element to their bowel movements. Absolutely.
You'd think it'd also be doorknobs too, though, because
I was thinking
don't know how
that.
often people are.
Well, yeah, doorknobs as well. I don't, but for some reason they always point to the TV remote, and they always say that the top cover on the on the bed. Isn't that what we took
Yes.
In hotel rooms?
In
you
hotel
mean?
rooms,
Yeah.
In hotel rooms.
Right.
Yeah.
So
like the
the thing
comforter?
that comes,
Or the
you want to
duvet
pull
or
that
whatever?
right off, that bedspread thing, because that's
Oh.
always, because there's a lot of other things that happen on that. So it's,
that's
it's more
true.
than just
Like
regular
what?
germs.
Other things.
yeah, stuff we can't.
Also, I love robes, but like I'm always nervous about the hotel robes. I don't know if they actually. I've heard some people say they don't actually clean them; they just stick it back in the closet.
Oh. Well,
but I love a good robe.
We've heard that actually they did an undercover investigation where they were able to track the cleaning crew in a hotel room come in, and there's a lot of stuff they just don't touch at all, and so it just kind of sits there. It's a little alarming.
The other thing I always write down is the light switches, because they always get like, and then with my boys, the other thing they have to do is they have to run through every door jamb and like slap the top of it. So I've got fingerprints, like mud on the top of all my door jams.
Sounds about right.
When it comes to keeping things clean, Kathy is the master of that. So she has like the most. What are you most fearful, Kathy, of germs and dirt in your home?
Well, I would imagine, because I've heard this in the past, but something around the toothbrush, like the toothbrush holder, or like the drawer you keep your toothbrush in, that should be cleaned regularly or replaced.
That's true. And have some sort of cover, because if you don't put the toilet seat down and you flush, and all the germs.
I put the dishwasher. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see you later. All right, we since we dove right into that, we got to dive right into taking a look at the traffic. So let's get to that before we do the bizarre file. Kath, what's going on this morning?
On the Schuylkill Expressway this morning, eastbound, we're jamming the Boulevard into the Vine, westbound Passyunk to South Street, Slow City to Belmont, 95 southbound, Heavy Academy, all the way into the Vine. Across the Vine, westbound, you're jammed the length 95 to the Schuylkill, eastbound from the Schuylkill to Broad. Blue Route southbound, so it's from Broome all over to Baltimore Pike. And then in Montgomery Township, Belvoir Road at West Ridge Pike, we've got an accident. Plymouth Road closed between the Pennsylvania Turnpike and Butler Pike. That's a sinkhole in Plymouth Township. And then in Voorhees, Haddonfield Berlin Road closed between Voorhees Drive and Evesham Road, and that's because of utility work. White Horse Road also closed because of this, between Executive Drive and Evesham Road. This traffic report brought to you by Whole Foods Market. The Summer Splash sales event is here at Whole Foods Market. Shop in store or online and save on kebabs, fresh produce, and more through May 28th. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Thank you, Kathy. Real quick, I want to thank, before we go into the bizarre file, the gang at the Devereaux Foundation yesterday. I was the MC for their event they had at Philadelphia Cricket Club. They had their annual golf outing, and I didn't get a chance to play because I'm having a little shoulder issue, so I'm kind of resting that up.
Yes.
But I did host the award ceremony and all that stuff, and I just wanted to echo what everybody was saying yesterday. The Devereaux Foundation, if you're not familiar with it, they are an incredible organization. So they help out people who have kids who have behavioral, learning, or developmental disabilities.
Wow.
And they not only do that, which I find so impressive, is they help out into adulthood. These people that need care and guidance through their entire lives, and that we forget about.
Yeah, a lot of organizations, which are great organizations, they cut loose after they hit a certain age.
Yeah, but they are so instrumental in like helping find employment and things like that for people who have these issues. And it's just it's a lost group of people. They need more help. There needs to be more people that can reach out and and offer their time or funding to groups like Devereaux. So we had such a great time. It was a beautiful day. A little bit of rain came through, but it was a really nice event. I want to thank Howard Liebold, my contact there, who helped spearhead this whole thing. But it was a great day, and it's a wonderful organization. If you or a family member or anybody you know who meets that criteria, who has somebody in their life that needs some help like that, reach out to the Devereaux Foundation. They're incredible.
Were they aware that your gambling alter ego is Mr. Devereaux?
They may not be. It's been a while.
Okay,
he hasn't been out in a long time. But no, the organization has been around since 1938, and it started here in the Philadelphia area.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really
it's like
cool.
Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's one of those long-running institutions that does great work and is still around and based right here in our area. So I just want to say thanks to those guys. All right, let's do the Bizarre File.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Sports and Social at Live Casino Phillies, Fridays at Sports and Social Philly. Yeah, so you can do that at Phillies Fridays. Every Friday home game, you can enjoy free caricature drawings. Not charcuterie
drawings.
Budweiser specials, giveaways, memorabilia, and more. You can visit sportssocialphilly.com. All right, listen to this, man. An Oklahoma judge, all right, already facing a felony case in Texas in connection with an alleged drive-by shooting and road rage crash.
This is a judge.
Now faces an indictment for allegedly perpetrating a drive-by shooting at his brother-in-law's house in Oklahoma.
Tell me this judge is not still on the bench.
You know what? I'm not sure. I don't think he is. The latest charges against Garfield County Associate Judge Brian Lovell actually stemmed from an incident that preceded the Texas case in the 2023 shooting timeline.
Which drive-by shooting are we talking about?
Lovell, on February 12, 2023, allegedly used a vehicle while intentionally shooting a Glock 23 40 caliber pistol with conscious disregard for the safety of another person or persons at or into a dwelling that belonged to his brother-in-law, Kenneth Marks. It was similar in nature to a shooting in Austin, Texas on September 11th last year, approximately 7 months after the alleged Oklahoma drive-by.
Well, he's found something he likes.
Lovell reported his gun stolen 2 days after the February 2023 shooting, but authorities allege that was the same pistol used in the ensuing September shooting.
I fibbed.
In the Texas incident, Lovell was accused of whipping out a pistol while behind the wheel of an SUV, opening fire into at least 6 parked cars, and engaging in road rage ramming behavior. He was accused of twice ramming his SUV into a woman's car in an attempt to push the vehicle into oncoming traffic.
We're looking at a picture of this guy. He looks like a librarian.
Yeah. An affidavit said that Lovell discharged a firearm approximately 5 times while driving down the street the day that, and that the proof was in the bullet holes at marked parked cars.
Yeah, there's always proof.
Authorities also said that the video recordings captured a drive-by bullet barrage. But even as cops tried to figure out what was going on with the shooting, there was a second 911 call about Lovell, this one about a crash he allegedly caused with intent. Cops saw a pistol magazine in the driver's side door pocket of his SUV and the gun itself in the front passenger floorboard. Investigators said the victim was stopped at a traffic light and Lovell nearly pushed her car into cross traffic.
Wow. If he's going to go out on drive-by shootings all the time, he should probably wear his robes. It's easier to hide the stuff.
After his arrest, the judge allegedly claimed not to remember anything about the shooting, but acknowledged rear-ending the other driver who, quote, cut him off.
Drive-by shootings? I don't recall.
Cops said that he did not admit the collisions were intentional, though. This guy's a psycho. A woman who saved her twin sister from a crocodile attack by punching it is going to receive the King's Gallantry Medal in England. Georgia Laurie repeatedly hit the reptile in the face after it attacked Melissa while they were swimming in Mexico in June 2021. The twins were treated in the hospital where Melissa developed sepsis and was put into a medically induced coma. Georgia said that what made this story so incredible is Melissa's unwavering bravery throughout it all because she was so strong during it. And I don't think that I would be here without her. She really
you punched that crocodile, it was awesome.
She gave me the strength to keep fighting. Melissa said it all happened very quickly. When I was bitten and dragged underwater, I thought, this is it. I'm a goner. I could feel myself losing grip. When I was on the boat, I was saying, hug me, Georgia, hug me. I'm dying. and I was biting into her shoulder to stay connected to her. She sang, "Stand by me and don't worry about a thing," on repeat to keep me calm. She was so brave. Following the attack nearly 3 years ago, Melissa suffered an open fracture to her wrist, severe bite wounds to the abdomen, and many to her leg and foot while Georgia was bitten on her hand.
It's amazing.
The twins had been out swimming during a guided river tour in a lagoon near Puerto Escondido to see the water glowing with bioluminescence when the crocodile attacked them. So
it's
crazy.
It's effed up.
All right, this is effed up too. There's another one. A sailing yacht has sunk in Moroccan waters in the Strait of Gibraltar after being rammed by an unknown number of orcas. This is another one of these incidents.
Things, yes.
2 people on board the vessel, the Alboran Cognac, were rescued by a passing oil tanker. It's the latest in a series of orca rammings of vessels around the Strait of Gibraltar over the past 4 years. Scientists are unsure about the exact causes of the behavior, but believe the highly intelligent mammals could be displaying, quote, copycat or playful behavior. Spain's Maritime Rescue Service said the 2 passengers reported feeling sudden blows to the hull and rudder, causing water to seep into the vessel.
Could you imagine that?
No. You wouldn't know what was going on. They alerted emergency services and were rescued by a nearby oil tanker, which then took them to Gibraltar. The yacht was left adrift, and it eventually sank.
We're just playing.
Orca rammings in the Strait of Gibraltar and off the Atlantic coast of Portugal and northwestern Spain have become increasingly common over the past 4 years. Experts believe them to involve a subpopulation of about 15 orcas that have been given the designation called Gladys. That's what they call this group.
But it's because I think of the matriarch as the one that set all this in motion. I think that's what they've labeled her.
Experts believe, well, this is the whole thing is they call it GLADIS, Gladys.
Oh, okay.
Experts believe the attack first began after 1 or 2 orcas started interacting with and damaging small vessels that month. One of the main theories that circulated social media is that the orcas are seeking revenge for White Gladys, a killer whale supposedly hit by a boat. But according to animal behavior experts, this is probably not true. They said the idea of revenge is a great story, but there's really no evidence
Never
for
forget
it.
White Gladys.
Never forget.
Where are the closest orcas to here? They're not in the Atlantic at all, are they? Or northern Atlantic, maybe?
Well, I mean, the Strait of Gibraltar is northern Atlantic, so I guess
they're all over the place.
I mean, Steve saw them with the Pacific Northwest, right?
Yeah, Vancouver Island.
Pretty common near Vancouver.
Yeah.
So yeah, Case, I don't know where around here.
We're not going to see them off a while.
to be able to go see
Probably
them.
not.
I don't think so. All right, and then one more story, and we will wrap it up. This is pretty wild. The video footage is interesting. A brave bridesmaid is being hailed a hero after removing a snake from her sister's wedding. It happened in Florence, Arizona. Erica Rodriguez was fearless.
Who are
as
you
she
here
showed-
with?
She showed zero hesitation after swooping to the slithering creature and picking it up.
I hate snake wedding crashers.
Dude, and it's big, too.
Yeah.
Like, she picks it up by the tail,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I never did find out what kind of snake it was. It's striped, but she just picks it up and she just walks away with it.
Yeah.
A parade of guests followed along with their cell phones as she removed the snake from the venue. She says she learned the right way to grab a snake from Steve Irwin's show.
There you go.
And she just picks
Pretty
it up.
ballsy, man.
And I mean, it's like at least 5 feet long.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Oh, my God.
She's in a dress.
Yep.
She's a looker, too.
Yep.
I'm glad it wasn't a stingray.
That is what, yeah, right. That is what I have.
I'm not so
in
good without
the bizarre file for you. All right, we got John Oates coming up a little bit later on this morning. We have a secret text word, and it's your chance to win tickets to see Rise Against. They're going to be playing Saturday, October 26th at the Franklin Music Hall, and tickets go on sale Friday. So text word secret to 39333. A reminder, too, we also chose Christiana High School in Newark, Delaware as our coolest teacher of the year. High school to vote now, and you have till 6 a.m. to do it. Just text the word teacher to 39333, and you'll be in the running for it. At least you can nominate who is in the running for it. We're going to be back in just a moment. Stay with us.
You are so dumb.
Yeah. Shut the front rock.
Saw it.
And somebody else said, get out of cave. Shut the front rock. So thank you to Clint Buffington.
Clint Buffington. Sounds like a pretend name, but it's real.
Yes, and I almost said Clint Biffington.
Clunt. Name is Clunt. Clunt Buffington.
Biffington.
Punk.
Clint
Buffington.
Biffington.
Biffington.
Because it's Clint Buffington.
Clunt Biffington.
There you go.
What's your name, stranger? Biffington. Clunt. Did you say Clunt? Clunt. That's not a name I've ever heard. Many Indians in this area have all sorts of exotic names, but Clunt's not one that I've heard.
Oh my
Clunt.
Well, you heard it now.
So he is he's the guy that finds the messages in bottles, and he actually tracked down the one that was dropped off of the cruise ship. A guy who was on a Carnival cruise ship. He's from Philadelphia and had been floating out there for years, and he found it and got back to him. So
that was
cool.
cramp-diffled.
Cramp-diffled. A Florida man was sentenced to 5 years in prison Wednesday after his wife died in a crash while the couple was having sex and he was driving while intoxicated.
All right, so she's straddling him, or what?
Yeah,
okay,
that's exactly how
that
it
can be
was.
dangerous.
Matthew Notebart and his wife had just left a country music concert. The pair was having sex when Notebart drove into a canal.
Wow.
The crash left his wife, Amanda, dead at the... And Matthew severely injured at the hospital. Deputies confirmed that he was indeed under the influence. Authorities said that Matthew admitted to being naked and that Amanda was sitting on top of his lap when he drove off the end of the road and struck the opposite canal. Yeah.
That's where I think the safest thing to do is if you're going to be in the front seat, doggy style, right?
Yeah. So you can both see what's coming up.
Yeah.
you can both
Look
steer.
out! Sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Hands on the wheel.
Yep.
All four.
So you put the seat back. It's going to be a little snug. I'm not going to lie.
Does the person in front work the pedals and the
Yes.
steering wheel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Good.
You're holding on the wheel. It's like this. You're holding on
could.
the wheel. You're hunched over.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works.
It could do that.
Trust me.
All right. We'll
Did it in the Subaru.
After his 5-year sentence, Notebart will be on probation for 5 years. That's a good question. I've never had I was going to say the balls, but I guess that would be right, to do it while actually driving in motion. That's just crazy.
69 in a rickshaw.
I mean, like full on. I'm talking about intercourse.
Yeah, no, I know.
There are other things that you can do while driving, but that is just.
Well, you not Kathy, but you can do it.
Well,
No, you could get roadhead. Can you say that?
No.
we'll find out.
We'll find out.
Who are you?
Have you ever?
Ew, that's so yucky.
There's your answer.
And now we're back. This brief fling to a normal sexual life, and now we're back.
I like how you make the word "ew" 12 syllables.
I want you guys to understand.
Okay. It's a little emphasis that she puts on it. Some of these texts are crazy. Had a guy friend who was with his wife and finished and yelled hot soup.
Hot soup. That's dirty talk for Bill.
He said, "Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Soup. Minestrone. Minestrone, chicken noodle.
Chowder.
Soup is sexual. Soup is dirty. Gets all over the floor. Gets on the pillows. Soup's bad.
I miss Bill.
Split pea.
Stevie wakes up having a nightmare about it.
Split pea. Clam chowder. What, honey? You're bathed in sweat. I had a bad dream. Here, look at the stool. Open barn door. What are you saying?
He just blurts them out.
Oh, dear God. Kathy, here's this story that I promised I would bring up to you.
Lipstick?
A lipstick. Apparently isn't just a little pop of the color. It can be much more powerful. Bobby Rimmel, a gynecologist and oncologist at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, says for cancer patients, lipstick often serves as a symbol of health and vibrancy.
Huh.
And says that lipstick helps restore a normal sense of self that a patient can lose during an incredibly difficult cancer treatment and help them feel like themselves.
I was never a lipstick wearer. I never wore lipstick until, I guess as I aged, I started wearing it more. So
was it your first rainbow party that...
Stop it. So, yes, I think it does help you, feel better about yourself. And especially if, maybe if they're going through chemo and they've lost their hair or whatever it is, just that little bit of lipstick, I could see that
Could make
helping
you feel
them.
wonderful.
Look, I've got a whole bag of lipsticks here. So,
all right, put on something.
anybody? I just did.
Let's hear it so people can
this
hear
is
your
lame, whatever
how
you
much
got.
lipstick you have.
Oh, okay.
You have your bag there?
Yeah.
Pour it out on the table.
Okay. Here.
This is Kathy's
Wow.
cosmetics array.
What is your I'm going out and I want action with an illegal alien? What's that lip? Now, what is your I want to, as Preston says, you want to just feel your absolute best.
You want to look sexy.
You want to be sexy.
Well, listen, it depends on the time of year.
Say you're going to like a police function and there'll be a lot of guys in uniform there.
Well, in that case, I'd wear this lipstick. No, it depends on I wore darker lipstick throughout the winter, and I just got my spring colors. So there's a lot of blushes and roses in there. You know, those type of colors.
Do you love watching? I love watching my wife put on lipstick. Yeah, I think it's very sexy.
Come on, guys, let's put on some lipstick.
You have food in your mouth. How am I going to put lipstick on?
Let him eat first. He needs to eat. Yeah, a little bit of chaw.
By the way, I'm so mad.
Why?
Because my bagel was supposed to have butter on it. It had cream cheese. Oh, man.
Is that what you were gesturing to me about?
Yeah. Oh, well, I thought it was yours.
Oh, my God. Can you put it on for me?
Oh, you want me to put it on you?
Yeah. Kathy, this one has pubes all over it.
Oh, it does. Sorry about that. I use it for my other lips.
By the way, Kathy, you can mix colors, right? And get a different.
Sure.
Yeah,
of course. That's like the fun part. You experiment.
So my wife had done like this purple, this plum, and then she put like almost black and mixed it together, made it real dark and juicy. Oh, you little slut, you. You. Somebody's getting ready for a big weekend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Big weekend.
Steve, can you do Yoo-hoo for us?
That's messed up.
Now this is, and then the guy blacks out, and then I blacked out, and then I woke up and he was over me like some sort of condor. This big bald guy got lipstick on. He's going yoo-hoo, and I turned around and woke up. I was bleeding.
Holy, oh my God, look at you.
You know what? I'll tell you this. I still look more feminine than Caitlyn Jenner.
Quickly, do we have a wig? Do we have a wig? Yes, we do. Casey's putting the wig on Steve. And it's a bad wig. Oh my God. Oh my God.
For the love of God.
This is just.
Oh, this is so. I'm so freaked out right now.
This is awesome.
This looks like the ad for Split 2.
Yes!
Yeah, totally.
You'll come live in my basement.
I can't do it.
We have a nice new character.
I have something to tell you.
And now the voice.
Yeah.
It's brought it all together.
It's all gone.
Oh my God.
How long does that lipstick stay on? It's designed for it to like stay on for a while, right?
Well, what Steve has is going to stay on for a long time.
Because he has an important appointment later on today.
What is he? What do you have?
We're closing on the house.
I forgot about that.
Did you imagine?
Oh my God, dude.
But apparently, lipstick can make you feel more vibrant when you put it on. Do you?
I feel more vibrant. I feel prettier. I feel pretty for the first time.
Wow.
I would agree with that.
I tell you what, though, how annoying. Having no hair is so much better than having.
Yeah, you got to brush it out of your eyes.
Oh, my God.
It's a pain, isn't it? Yeah.
Are you ready, girls?
Oh, the voice.
Walking along in high heels, feeling my testicles swing back.
Oh, my God. This just bizarrely, spontaneously happened.
And it is bizarre.
It is
Well,
fantastic.
you were saying, and I am a big fan of the red. Well, yours
I
is
like
kinda-
your lipstick better.
Yeah, you have better lipstick.
This is
Steve.
lip gloss, correct?
It's a matte. It's a matte color. So.
Okay.
So, she said so it won't come off.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, good.
Oh, no. Steve's closing on a house today.
Well, what would?
It'll come off
But you
by
already know the
then, but
people
you
that are there.
might have it for the entire show.
So let me get this straight. This is all marketing that once you apply it, it stays on till you die and rot in the ground. No, it's clearly removable.
But it's, yeah.
I've heard apply it once and then live with it for the rest of your life.
No, but red lipstick is pretty difficult to get off.
Okay,
Not for me.
he can do it, though.
No,
I work out.
I've heard of people getting eyeliner tattooed on. Right?
Yeah.
You can't have
Michael
lipstick.
Jackson had that.
My grandmother had that done.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Had the eyeliner tattooed on.
Steve looks like somebody. You look like a
Caitlin's hotter sister.
No,
Like
no,
an actress,
and
or-
like an actual female actress,
A younger Kathy Bates.
I was thinking of somebody 80s hair metal band, like because there's this. The guys in bands in the 80s would put lipstick on.
Oh, it's like when they're past their prime and they don't. They're performing now in
like David
in
Coverdale.
Tokyo. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Casey-
I went to see Coverdale the other night. Holy crap!
Casey, you can get permanent lipstick tattooed, but it's not like it's sort of just like a neutral lip color. Like they almost darken your lip color a little bit.
Okay.
All right. This is a name out of the past. Linda Tripp.
Yes.
Do you remember Linda Tripp?
Tripp was the one that betrayed Monica Lewinsky.
Yes. Could someone pull up a picture of Linda Tripp? I want to see if.
Let's put it this way: John Goodman played her on SNL.
That's right.
Now, would I?
Oh my God!
When women, by the way, Kathy, this is a trick I've noticed. A lot of women don't do this. When they're listening, they'll jut the lower
kind
lip.
of pouting a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's a forced thing to make you. Oh, you're going to ask me something?
Steve, say prune.
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 I
Hold
have
the
to
prune.
take a poop.
Pip. Prune.
I don't think prune is the right.
Wait a minute. Do your Sean Connery with the wearing.
Check your perp. Check this picture now. Yeah, I've indulged your perversion. I will not make your pancakes.
You're better looking than Linda Tripp.
Yeah.
You are?
The reason that we were going there is because a guy that has been on the show several times, is a South Jersey native, and you've heard us talk to him on the air and talk about him many times. The composer, Michael Giacchino, invited us out to be a part of something really cool. He is currently, or was currently, scoring the film Spider-Man Homecoming. And he was doing it at the 20th Century Fox Studios, and invited us all to be out there if we wanted to be in the studio while they're recording the music for the movie.
That's amazing.
So Nick and I took advantage of it. There were some other commitments, and that's why not everybody could.
Back on 93.3 WMMR.
Casey, this is doubling back to the bizarre file a moment ago, but somebody texted in because Casey was asking where you could see orcas.
Yes.
In our area, and somebody said a small orca whale was spotted in the Indian River Inlet in Delaware Bay a year or two ago.
Wow.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
So
yeah.
maybe on rare occasions they get into the near vicinity.
You ever, could they mate with a dolphin?
They're the same.
They can probably do whatever they want to do, man.
Yeah.
The Dorca?
The badasses of the ocean. So
Yeah. You saw the video footage of the one taking out a great white.
Oh, my God. It's my
Holy
favorite
crap,
thing.
man.
I watch that before I go to bed every night.
The story you had, Preston, was out of Gibraltar, and my brother's going there next week. Kathy, did you go to Gibraltar years ago? Didn't you take the
No.
ferry from Spain to
No.
North Africa? Okay, yeah. So he's doing Gibraltar down to Tangiers and visiting Morocco. I've never been to that part of the world. I'd like to check it out.
here, this was just brought up by Connor. The Walfin is the nickname for a hybrid born as a result of some unlikely canoodling between different species of cetacean, and most often a bottlenose dolphin and a false killer whale. I don't know what that is.
Wearing a disguise.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
a
like a
little
mustache.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Nick, I went to-
I'm a killer whale.
Nick, I went to Tunisia.
That's where they shot Star Wars.
Yep.
That's why I went.
Less killer whales there.
That's why Kathy went.
Where is that?
Where's Tatooine
Where was
around
Luke
here?
raised?
Yeah. All right. I think it's time for us to expand our minds and head into the stream of consciousness.
My mind
now.
is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
The stream of consciousness, nerd.
Until we get the reverb
Until we
back.
get our reverb, this will be the voice you hear.
So, Sage the miniature poodle has won Best in Show at the 2024 Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show.
Take that, bitches.
The all-black ball of fluff claimed the non-sporting group earlier in the event and cemented herself as a new feminist hero by being the first female, the first bitch Best in Show winner since 2020.
Was this is probably not this dog, but there was a dog that made some sort of headlines because it was a rescue.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I read this article. I didn't see anything about a rescue in here. But Mercedes, the German Shepherd, Winner of the herding group claimed second honors of the night as reserve best in show. So I guess that's what they call second
This
place
was
reserve
clearly fixed.
best in show. Poodles have an illustrious record at Westminster. 12 standard poodles have taken home the top prize over the years, and poodles of all sizes were also one of the most represented breeds at this year's event. There were 43 poodle entrants. Sage, however, isn't just a poodle. She's a miniature poodle and is the fourth of her kind to claim Westminster's best in show. When I was a kid, we had a teacup poodle. She was a sweetheart.
They're adorable.
She was very, very timid. You know how some poodles can be
Yes.
a little hyper? This one was not. She was very sedate and very sweet.
The large poodles are also beautiful.
Yeah.
The I forget which specific classification they are, but they're large.
In our neighborhood, somebody has two of the big ones. And Steve, they sit out front and they remind me of the Shining Twins.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
They sit there together. They have the exact same
Hello, Preston.
hairstyle. And they kind of creep me out a little
Come
bit.
play with us
Uh-huh.
forever and ever.
So here are the other winners in their groups. The herding group was, like I said, won by Mercedes German Shepherd. The hound group was won by Louis, the Afghan hound. The non-sporting group was Sage, the miniature poodle. The sporting group was Micah, the black cocker spaniel. In the terrier group was Frankie, the bull terrier. And then in the toy group was Comet, the shih tzu. And the working group was won by Monty, the giant schnauzer.
So I wonder, and I don't know if this is the case. We might have asked about the Philadelphia, the dog show here, if this is the case. If a dog does urinate or defecate during the show, are they disqualified?
I would hope not.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what if they can't? Should you be?
It would happen during the Miss USA pageant.
Right?
Yeah.
But should you be disqualified because, you physically have to?
You're doing what a dog does?
Do that?
Yeah.
I would hope that they wouldn't, but I'm not really sure.
I'm sure there are marks against it, at the very, very least.
When they're selecting a pope, you can lose out on that if you do. If you take a dump.
crap at the Vatican?
Yeah.
And
I'm very sorry about that. When you got to go, right? And this Italian food. You know what I'm saying?
This guy's out.
It's not going to be a good pope.
What is that on your robe? That's
a little tight stick will get that right out.
Oh my God,
Steve, you were talking last week about how your algorithm will show you a bunch of videos in a row. And lately, for me, it's those speed competitions with dogs at dog shows.
Oh my
where
God,
they weave through everything.
They're amazing.
They're so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And those border collies go like 190 miles an hour. I don't know how anybody can train them to do those things.
And they're ecstatic because dogs. Ricky Gervais often says, we don't deserve dogs, but they're so amazing, and their joy in pleasing their humans.
Oh, they'll hop into their owner's arms at the end of the race. It's uplifting. I love it.
There's like little subtleties that you might not be paying attention to, but that little seesaw ramp that they run up, they have to run, but they have to wait for the seesaw ramp to go down.
Goes back down.
They
They
honestly
time it to the second.
Well, they have to. The dogs could just jump off the ramp and
That's
be fine,
right.
but they have to go. Their feet have to touch all the way because you'll see that it's colored, right?
Yeah.
And like their feet have to at least hit the blue part of it before they jump off or whatever.
I think all of those segments are judged too, Casey, and they can lose points if they don't do them the way that you're just describing.
dude, but the side to side weaving in and out of those things, that's nuts.
That
looks ridiculous.
Right on 47, just outside of like Avalon, there's a little course. I just saw it yesterday. I've
dogs?
never seen any dogs on it, but all of this stuff, because we're watching a video here in the studio. All of this stuff is there. All this apparatus.
Isn't that great when you take your dog to one of those? All it does is take a dump on one of those things. There's a great series of videos as well where they show dogs trained to do these crazy things and they do them, and then it cuts to your dog where you throw him a toy and it just hits him right in the face and they don't do anything. Like, there you go. That's pretty much all of us right there.
Your dogs are very well trained. I'm jealous.
We've taught them a series of tricks. We found out that Yorkies are fairly trainable. There's certain breeds that are trainable, and I watched a few videos, and all it took was one or two times of doing it. Now they got it. As long as you offer up a treat, they're good to go. They'll do what you want.
So we're excited because we've adopted this Newfie, this Newfoundland, or however we were.
Newfie's fine.
We'll go with Newfie. but they are water dogs, and we just opened up the pool.
Oh.
And we don't know if, she's a senior dog. But man, if they do what they're supposed to do, it should be pretty amazing because she has webbed feet.
Yeah.
Her paws.
Yeah.
So we're hoping.
Yeah, we had kind of, when we got our dogs, we're like, well, maybe they'll like the pool because we got them in the wintertime. No, they hate the water.
No.
And which, in hindsight, I am so happy for because I didn't need wet dog laying around the house because it takes forever for dogs to dry out.
And wet pool, a dog hair pool filter because if they shed it all ends up in the pool filters.
Yep. All right. So they have the new Best in show, and the dog's name is Sage, the miniature poodle.
I assume they drug test, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. All right. Let's see what else we got here.
The stream of consciousness there.
All right, so you guys know people who have panic attacks
Yes,
from time to time?
my brother used to have them.
Have you ever had a panic attack?
No.
I have because I was getting these flutters in my chest.
Same thing with my brother. He had mitral valve prolapse, and when that would kick off, he would have a panic attack.
Well, I wasn't having mitral valve prolapse. I was having a esophageal spasm, which is right by your heart.
You're like lower pec, right?
Well, it's just right wherever my heart is. It feels like it's right there. And so, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. Oh my God, and then freaking out. And then that makes it worse, and then your heart rate goes way up, and it's scary as hell. And that went on for a while. It doesn't happen anymore, but I took the steps. I had the test done. I wore heart monitors, the event recorder, and stuff like that.
You said it was golf that calmed you down.
It did. But apparently, according to this, there is a panic attack hangover that people who have panic attacks will experience. And because the episodes are so intensive, people feel mentally and physically drained afterwards.
Oh, I can see that.
Not to mention some actual physical pain can pop up due to muscle tension during a panic attack.
So this was years ago, but my brother had one, and I was driving him to the hospital, and I was holding him sort of down on the driver's side. I'm driving and holding him down, and he described it in the most lucid of ways. He said, I know I'm not going to die, but I'm 100% certain I'm going to die.
Right.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
So one side of his brain said he's dying.
Right.
And then some logical part of his brain is like, nope, you're going to be okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
But I was not aware of this hangover sensation that people can get afterwards. And I guess so. Maybe your adrenaline shoots way up.
It has to.
I've had an adrenaline dump before.
Oh, you have to wipe forever.
Where, I remember one time a guy almost full on ran into me. Like it was this close to being a really nasty accident. And it scared the hell out of me. And 30 seconds later, I almost fainted.
Oh, you were so overwhelmed.
This adrenaline, this fight or flight thing exploded in me. And my heart rate shot way up. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm dizzy. I'm like, this is really weird.
Did you have a boner?
I didn't have a boner.
Oh, okay. That's a sign you're supposed to check for.
Yeah. I don't remember.
He probably had a boner.
I smelled toast.
Yeah.
But
Toast
I didn't feel
and
my
a boner.
crotch. Yeah.
Signs to look for. The mysterious smell of burnt toast, B, a boner.
Here are a couple of texts come in. It says, yes, it is the worst feeling after a panic attack. I'm on Zoloft to help my anxiety, but I still get them on occasion, and it feels like a heart attack. So, yeah, I could see that. Here's another one that says, yes, the hangover is real.
Yeah, isn't this wild?
And it can take a whole day or 24 hours for me to recover from something like that.
Think about getting contorted up or getting, and it's easy to pull a muscle doing something like that. When you've seen someone have a panic attack, it's like, oh, of course.
Every muscle gets tense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And then the boners.
Good Lord. Sometimes it can last 2-3 days.
It's a positive side effect.
As far as how to feel better after a panic attack, experts suggest being patient with yourself, doing some gentle stretches, going for a walk, or doing an activity that makes you happy.
Do they recommend going out to dinner with people who don't know how to order?
No, that's the other. That doesn't help at all. No, I know someone who helped out with someone who was having a panic attack, and would when they were doing that would throw a ball back and forth to distract them, and it's something they enjoy to do, and so they would try to use that as a stress relief.
A friend of mine had been exposed to gamma radiation, and so when that would happen, I would say, "Sun's getting low."
Yeah.
With a big, huge hand at this time. It'd be the size of a steamer trunk.
Wow.
And I'd sort of stroke it gently, and then they would.
Would you touch it right at the wrist?
Right at the wrist.
There. Yep,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know that move.
That's smart. Do you guys ever have this and have this feeling post car accident where like you feel that in your body? If you've ever been in a car accident, days or weeks later, like there's a residual effect.
Yeah,
almost like a hangover after the car accident.
It was a couple of years ago, and there was a guy who had fallen asleep in his van at the top. If you're going from the main street in Manayunk, and you go up over, you go along this curve, this bridge, and it was a particularly dark part of the bridge, and there was a car in front of me that saw the van at the last second and veered off to the right, and then I ran right into it.
Right.
And the lights were off and everything. It was in the dark part of the bridge. So after that, I felt fine. But then after that, once everything starts to relax, then you start to feel, oh, man, you feel like and Dr. Mike was very concerned, obviously, because that's when you really realize what's happened.
It almost feels like a hangover, but I've experienced that, Steve, in a car accident and then felt that pain or residual effect days later.
Yes. That's why they want you to, be seen by somebody.
There are a lot of people texting in with this. A hangover almost feels like a flu with body aches and exhaustion, but you can't call off of work for it. This one says, I have panic attacks almost weekly, and the hangover is absolutely horrible. I'm not able to function. My body is sore. I have brain fog, and it is just a miserable experience and a way to live.
Yeah, it'd be difficult to call out of work with that.
This one says, it's very real. I vomit as well. It takes days to recover. Man, oh, man.
I take medication for anxiety attacks.
I didn't even think about that. Okay.
It's called lorazepam, or there's another clinical name for it. But anyway.
Is it daily?
No, it's when I feel like I need it. And
Okay.
so it helps regulate anxiety, and it's definitely a calming thing. It also helps with like sleep disorders, so sometimes anxiety and insomnia go hand in hand. And if I can't sleep, I will take a lorazepam.
It's lorazepam, which to me sounds too close to marzipan, which I don't like.
Well, it's Pam, like the female name.
Then I'm on board.
You're good.
Yeah.
Wait, here's a
Problem
weird text.
fixed.
Says, I saw a man jerking it in the parking lot. It says he then followed me in a car until police came and then had a panic attack.
Oh, wow.
Where you going?
Next day, I had an LAD dissection in my heart from stress.
Oh, my
I don't know what
God.
that is, but wow. Okay.
Kathy, it's like the guy you at the diner who was on the hood of the
the
car.
hood of your car.
Yeah. Pleasuring himself.
Yep.
Guys, bring it inside, would you?
We have a lot of people calling in with panic attacks as well, but I'll take one here because we need to move on to a couple of other things. But I have Justin on the line. Hi, Justin. Good morning.
Gadzooks, guys, what's up?
Yeah, buddy. So you suffer from panic attacks?
Not generally, but I had I got married a couple years ago. My wife has anxiety. She saw me one time in a market start to freak out. She's like, "You're having a panic attack," and I'm like, "No, I don't get those. That's weird." Fast forward a couple years. A couple months back, I started having nocturnal panic attacks. What would happen was I'd be asleep. Then suddenly my dreams would start to get a little weird. I would start to feel like I can't move, constricted. The dream would be like I'm dying. Something's happening. Every time it would happen, I'd feel something like a jolt in the dream that would make me try to wake up.
This sounds very similar to what we were talking about yesterday, which was the
Sleep
demons.
paralysis.
Yeah, sleep paralysis.
It's kind of like that, but when I wake up, that's when the symptoms of the panic attack are already in full swing.
Oh man, you're good.
Mine has to struggle to
Screwed.
catch up.
All right. Well, we're talking about the hangover side of it. Did you have that experience?
Yeah, afterwards, the heart rate is just through the roof, won't go down. I'm sweating like crazy, nausea, and I'm just kind of stumbling around till I get back to normal, and it lasts for a couple of hours.
Wow. Wow. All right, Justin.
That sucks.
Are you better? Is it happening less now?
Well, yeah, the crazy thing is I found out what was causing it, and it sounds really stupid, but it was caused by a blanket. Like during the winter, I like to sleep with a couple of blankets because, I'm cold. So I added one, and that's when it started. And I'm like, I don't know what's causing this. Maybe I'm eating something weird. I tried changing my diet. Then I was like, well, the dreams are caused because I'm feeling restricted. So I started sleeping without the extra blanket.
And it fixed it? There you go. Friggin' blanket.
Pretty wild. All right. Thanks, Justin. Glad you figured
My blanket, my blue blanket, give me my blue blanket.
He's calming down. Hang on.
I'm sorry. I don't like people touching my blue blanket.
I was watching a biography of Gene Wilder over the weekend. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic.
Brilliant.
And he talks about how in the producer, Zero Mostel, who was a legend at the time, just immediately took to him. And one of the first big scenes was the blue blanket scene, Preston.
Oh, really?
And he's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And he's going for it. And Zero Mostel's looking at him, and he finishes, and all the crew starts screaming and applauding because he went for broke.
Yep, I love it. All right, let's stream over somewhere else.
The stream of consciousness there.
So a new Zillow survey finds that 44% of Americans would buy their childhood home today if cost was not an issue. Their childhood home. But
Would you?
Well, see, I moved around a little bit as a kid. So
you're the first home that I assume that's what we associated with her. Is it the home you spent the longest in, or the first home you can recollect?
I'm going to guess the one you spent the longest amount of time in, because Casey, you grew up in the same house your whole life, right?
Long time. I was there for almost 30 years.
Yeah, we moved first when I was like 4 years old, so I have vague memories of that. Then the next house, we lived there for, I don't know, another 4 years or so. And then we moved it. Yeah. And then we moved 2-3 years after that. Like every 4 or 5 years we moved until we got to the final house.
Right.
And then I lived there off and on for 20 some odd years.
My parents lived in the same house for about 30 years. And when they moved in 2010, my dad had a casual conversation with me about wanting to buy it. And I couldn't really afford it at the time. If it were up for sale now, I would consider buying it.
Okay.
And here's the other thing that I had a correspondence with a woman who owns it now. I think she listens to the show. And on the basement steps, there is the height chart for me and my brothers when we're growing up.
That's
it's still in the house. And
why not just get that if you can?
You know, and we emailed before the pandemic, and the only reason I'm even thinking about it now, Preston, is because you brought this up. So if you're listening and you know who you are, email me because I still want to buy that from you. Please.
So yeah, was it a door jamb?
It was the door jamb on the basement steps down out of the kitchen.
They can remove that and put another one in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Door jam, then pearl jam. This has been the trajectory.
It all comes together.
Anything that has jam in it.
Wow. Casey, would you buy your childhood home as if you had disposable income and maybe not to go and live there, but maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It's funny because I was actually just thinking about this a couple days ago. Because I've actually been able to go into my old childhood home since the other people had bought it.
Oh, no
because
kidding.
they changed a whole bunch of it. And so, I was just like riding my bike by and they were like, oh, why don't you come in and see what we've done?
They invited you.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
Why don't you come in and sit for a while?
The only problem is
You appear to be all sweaty.
I think they did add another bathroom to the second floor, which was, desperately needed. I don't know how we did it. We had 6 people in that house and essentially we had one shower and that was it.
So I have fond memories of, it was 164 Citrus Avenue, East Northport. And I remember, so many great memories, all memories of my mother. The people who bought the house or have purchased the house since then, maybe a couple of times, it's far better than we ever had. I mean, I can't imagine the inside resembles anything of what I would remember.
Right.
But from what I can see from the Google, satellite shots, it looks pretty friggin' awesome. So yeah, I probably would.
When I was in my house, I went up to the 3rd floor because, the house was built in the late 1800s. So, it didn't have, so they had to retrofit air conditioning, central air units. So I was up in the 3rd floor back room. And that, for anybody listening that remembers, the people that lived in the house before us, the guy slept in a coffin in that room.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that room was scary, and it's where that was where storage was. So anyway, I'm up there, and I'm looking in the room, because that's where they had the central air units and stuff.
This is when you visited.
When I visited. And then I ended up shutting the door. And I realized at that moment that I had, in the 30 years I had spent in that house, I had never seen the other side of the door. Because the door was always open. And there were all these stickers on the door. I was like, no way.
What were the stickers?
You know what? I could actually, stickers from the 60s and 70s.
That's wild.
Keep on trucking.
Do you think there's anything in the house, Case, that you'd hidden, or perhaps like a little mini time capsule scenario that you forgot about?
Dude, okay. I don't even know if I want to say this.
Okay. Say it. No one's listening.
Do you guys want to hear it? Because it's super embarrassing.
All right.
No, not at all. Of course
okay.
Yes, of course we want to hear it. Yes.
All right. So, in our downstairs bathroom. It was just, we had an upstairs bathroom with the shower and all that, and then they had the.
It's already going in the right direction.
Powder room.
Yeah.
There was a hole in the floor next to the sink.
You didn't bang that hole, did you?
I dookied in it.
There's only one other person in this world that knows about this, and that's my younger brother. Okay. Because we laughed about this when the people were redoing the house, because I don't know if they ended up getting to this. But there's probably at least two. Okay, this is so embarrassing. Oh my God. There's at least two soiled pairs of underpants that I pooped my pants. And I just shoved it into the hole.
Down that hole?
Floor. I don't know what's beneath it.
Out of embarrassment?
Out of embarrassment, hiding it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But yeah, so
smart move.
So you didn't think the trash can was a good place.
There's a biological.
Okay.
What do you call that? Time
A time capsule, yeah. DNA time capsule.
Let's go back to 1989.
All right.
It was sooner than that.
Okay.
It was like
We're getting the wrap-up signal from Marissa, so that means that John Oates is going to be exactly on time, so we're going to have to take a break. But apparently, 44% of Americans would buy their childhood home today if cost wasn't an issue. And there's a bunch of other stats, but I'll have to bring them up another time because the stream has to close up here. So sorry about that, but thank you.
The stream of consciousness there.
Let's take a break because when we return, Mr. John Oates, Philadelphia native, will be joining us on the program. Stay with us, please.
Preston.
But I'm telling you, this guy, number one, for those who may not be familiar with Michael Giacchino, has composed the music for some of your favorite movies. And just start with some of the Pixar stuff, The Incredibles, Up, Inside Out, and then you move over to things like Planet of the Apes. He has also done the Star Trek films. J.J. Abrams and he did all the music for Lost. He started in video games, so Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
A bunch of series of video games that he did, and he is the guy. He did Rogue One. He did. Did he do Force Awakens as well?
No,
I think
he didn't do that one. But he did Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And
he's gotten. They've handed over these John Williams scores and said, "Here, update and run with this."
He is the heir apparent. He is the guy right now. And the fact that he is as nice as he is and a friend of the show.
Yeah.
And friends of the show never invite us to do cool stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they know we'd be an embarrassment.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much our prohibitive factor. But this was so cool that you got to go out there.
So he invited us out, and he also said that it was cool if my entire family came along as well. So it was me and Nick and my 3 kids and my wife.
Rochelle just had to pretend that she was Steve. She was me.
That's it. Yeah. No, but they were so nice. So we show up, and when I got there, Nick was already. I found him on the property, kind of trying to find the studio that we were going to go to, which was the Neumann studio.
Yeah.
Was that named after Randy Newman?
No, his uncle, I believe. And,
okay.
But within that family, and so we're literally on the 20th Century Fox lot, which is sprawling. There are a lot of buildings. It's where they film movies, and some of those sound stages are huge. So we were going from one to the other, and ended up in Building 26, which is where they shot or scoring rather the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, and they had like the Jane Russell suite, and they even had the Marge Simpson stage, and all the things are named after famous actors and characters.
That's neat. And the Jane Russell suite, I assume, has huge breasts, right?
Of course it does. Yes. So we show up for this really cool experience. What is this? Oh, Randy Newman. I love LA. Yeah. Who, by the way, he does tons of movie scores.
Academy Award winner.
Absolutely.
He did Toy Story.
Yeah. And Michael Giacchino, by the way, an Academy Award winner as well. He won for Up. He won an Oscar. So we show up, and we're not sure what to expect. And
you feel out of place, and you feel like you shouldn't be there.
Well, we just follow the instructions on where to go, and eventually we're standing outside the store, and it says studio. There's a big red light and everything on it, and it wasn't going on. So we just walk in, and boom, we're in this recording studio.
What are you doing? We're halfway. Oh my God!
So we kind of sheepishly walk into the control room.
Who are these idiots?
Steve, I was afraid that was going to happen. I mean, like everybody was so nice and kind, but this is not where we work. This is where they work.
Yeah.
They're friends of mine. I invite Michael. God damn it! That's $50,000. Get him out of here! That guy's head is blocking the screen.
So we show up around 9:30, 10 o'clock. The session was going to start around 10. Actually, we showed up around 9:30, and we walk in, and they're all still getting in place, and we're just trying to stay out of the way.
Yeah.
Because there were several people in this very large control room.
You try to be mindful.
And so we just kind of scoot back and get out of the way and find our little spot. And Michael comes over, and he's like, hey, oh my God, you're here. You know, I mean, he was just so excited that we actually made it. And his
Such a
sister,
nice guy.
Maria, was setting the whole thing up, being the liaison with Nick.
Did we mention he's from South Jersey? I mean, that was a connection in the first place. Riverside, he invited us back. And so if this is a one and done, I will be forever grateful. It really was a once in a lifetime opportunity. I do feel privileged because I am. But if we get to do it again, I really hope you can come again because he's not going to stop.
I do want to. And
are you ready for this?
We do it? Yeah,
here we go.
Okay.
Slightly privileged.
Jesus.
Very privileged, actually.
And that was just the one day. Do we need to take a break and come back and talk about the rest of the week?
I could go on, and I'm not going to do it. Fear for privilege overload. But there were so many great things that happened. That was just one of the days. So
It was one day.
It wasn't even a full day. It was just like 18 hours of the day.
Yeah.
And how long were you there?
6 days, I think, just shy of a week.
I was there Saturday I took the red eye in, so I did Easter with my family in LA and got back this morning.
When did you do Joshua Tree?
I did Joshua Tree on Friday, and I've mentioned this on the show a few times, but my goal is to get to every national park in the country. I'd never been into Joshua Tree before. It's incredible. It's right near Coachella, so that was going on this
How
past
was
week.
traffic getting there?
We avoided that. We went to the north side of the park and came in that way. Coachella's sort of on the south side of the park, but
I've been to Joshua Tree.
It is.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's only 2.5 hours from downtown LA. And I did rock climbing outside, and that was privilege as well.
And and speaking of privilege, I have to say thank you to Craig Shoemaker. Took me to play golf at Calabasas Country Club.
Calabasas, that's where the Kardashians live.
Yeah,
it sure is.
Oh, he was pointing out all the houses, like, oh, that's where Tom Bergeron lives. That's where blah blah. Blah. I mean, like right on the golf course.
I went to Nobu.
That's right.
I went to Nobu Malibu.
It's a great restaurant.
Where all the cool, trendy people.
You ready? And Arizona, this is legit. An Arizona police department shared photos of the swearing in of its newest and most unusual officer. It's Iro, the drug-sniffing lizard.
Iro, the drug-sniffing. That's what that picture was. I saw a whole bunch of cops with a lizard.
Iro is a bearded dragon that first came to the Avondale Police Department last April as part of a pilot program and was officially sworn in Thursday by Chief Dale Nanenga. The department said Iro was originally brought in after officials reviewed research indicating reptiles have a strong enough sense of smell to make them more effective than dogs at detecting some types of narcotics. I tried to see if this was like a late April Fool's gag or something like that, but it appears to be legit. Research has shown, this is according to...
Really, the main concern is just to make sure that the perps are taken off the street and we get these drugs out of the hands of the children. It's quite an honor to be on this police force now. I'm looking forward to a productive couple of years. And the rookies coming in, that's of great concern to me as well. Getting them out on the street, interacting with the people, talking to the kids, and that's how we make change.
I love it. You sound like a New York cop.
The department had said research has shown that reptiles possess a strong sense of smell, making their ability to detect certain illicit drugs possibly more accurate than canines. Wow. It said our pilot program, Drug Sniffing Bearded Dragon, will be assisting officers in the city. Please help us welcome Iro.
Did they put him on a leash?
I don't know how they go about. I mean,
I think it's a baby Bjorn.
No, they wear it around their tail. No, how do they indicate they got a hit? Dogs will sit or they'll do some sort
You
of.
got something over here. I think it smells a bit like meth. I'm thinking.
Oh, he just tells them.
Yeah. Wait,
he just speaks up.
I'm a working officer. What do you want me to do?
So I figure the second you take him out of his aquarium, he's gone.
Yeah,
I'm working now. I'm working 24/7. So if I'm in the aquarium, I'm sitting on that little fake beachfront under the fake umbrella with the fake palm tree. I get a call. I'm going. It's time to roll. We got to make a change out there.
I need to follow up on this and make sure it's legit. The department has periodically posted photos of Officer Ira's escapades using the hashtag Ira Adventures.
Please send a backup, listen.
Listen, yes, heading off to college, there are some warnings that definitely need to be given. And part of that is a huge part would be, obviously, if you're going to have sex, it's got to be safe sex because that's where you can really have some serious problems.
Have it on top of a safe.
Yeah, on top of a safe sex. Make sure that you do
it's
that.
the best. No,
I know what you're saying.
You're exactly right. I think that you don't want to put you want to put caution, not abject terror.
Fear, yeah. I mean, because you're just gonna. Do you want them going through life scared? Like, no. You want them to find a mate to spend the rest of their lives with.
Right. Let me go to. Hang on, Josh wants to comment. Hey, Josh, how you doing, man?
Hey, Gadzooks, guys.
Gadzooks, buddy, what's up?
So, growing up, I'm only 25. I'm not old yet, but back in high school, I wasn't a serial dater, but for some reason I always used to get the strict Italian dad.
Okay.
And the one thing that always softened them up, I mean, they're the guys that look you dead in the eye and goes, you're dating my oldest daughter, and all you have to do is look them back square in the eye and don't back down. And they soften up right away.
So it's a test almost.
I want you to know you're dating my oldest daughter. And I want you to know it's all finger stuff right now. I respect that. You have finally have the balls to tell me what I always know is happening.
They appreciate the honesty, right?
In fact, I call her the bowling ball.
Dear God.
No, that's you are a man's man who can admit to that. I want, if you can, to tell me the various things you achieve along the way.
Yeah.
Like a video game.
Yeah. I bring this story up for one reason only. It involves Roger Ailes. Which is my favorite.
I want to fart in your mouth.
Oh, my God. If you have not seen the most recent Daily Rush videos with Roger Ailes' voice, I've watched it like 15 times.
He's so jowly and so disgusting.
CNN journalist and weekend co-anchor Allison Camerota said Sunday that former Fox News Channel chairman and CEO Roger Ailes, who resigned last summer from the network, he founded 2 decades ago because of sexual harassment allegations, sexually harassed her too. In an interview on CNN's Reliable Sources, Camerota, who worked at Fox for more than 10 years, described what happened when she first began there. She said, when I was first starting out at Fox,
and my big gulp cup,
and I was single. And I remember Roger being in his office, and I was saying that I wanted more opportunity. He said, well, I would have to work with you.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to fart in my mouth. That's your first opportunity. Are you gassy? Yeah.
She said,
smells like hickory. You from the South?
It's simultaneously hilarious and disgusting.
Yeah, so disgusting.
She's saying that he said, I would have to work with you on that case, and I would have to work with you really closely, and it might require us getting to know each other better, and that might have to happen away from here, and it might have to happen at a hotel.
Oh, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I said, yeah, I think I do know what you're saying.
Yeah. Do you really know?
And then he invited her to hop up on the desk.
I want to wear your ass like a CPAP mask.
Direct.
Camera. That's just how he breathes.
Yeah, her cheeks are like caving in as he's inhaling.
Is it too hard? Change my diaper. There's a lot in there. You know the beginning of the season when you get that soil delivered to your home?
Kath, our next guest album is coming out on Friday, and I'm going to play a little bit of the title track for you. There's a couple shows coming up later on in the High School. Joining us live right now, John Oates. Hey, John. How you doing, man?
All right, how you guys doing? WMMR, man. Now you're talking my language.
Right?
Yes,
All comes full circle. Yeah, you obviously grew up in the area. I mentioned North Penn. And was MMR, was that, when MMR hit, was that like, because I was talking to a guy just the other day. He was like, man, I go way back at the beginning of MMR. When that thing came out, there was nothing else on the radio like it.
You know what? It was the first underground FM station in Philadelphia. And it was so cool because all the disc jockeys played whatever they wanted. And I discovered so much music with great, legends like Gene Shea. How about that?
Yeah. It's funny because our jocks still, a lot of them play whatever they want and get away with bloody murder. So
I think that's the way radio should be.
Yeah.
I love that.
I have to tell you, John, so Reunion, understanding the story behind it and then listening to the song, I got a catch in the back of my throat because it will explain what Reunion is in this case, and I'll explain how it relates to my story.
Yeah, my dad's 100. He'll be turning 101 in July, and it looks like he's going to make it. He's living up near Norristown, not too far from where I grew up, and it's one day, just recently we thought we were going to lose him, and he told me he was going to be having a reunion with Mom.
Yeah,
passed years ago, and it really hit me hard. And I said, man. What is the real meaning of the word reunion? I started thinking about myself, and I started thinking about the fact that Daryl and I aren't working with each other anymore. And I said, I'm kind of reuniting with the guy that I was before Hall & Oates, before Daryl and I got together. And a lot of that, in fact, all of it really has to do with Philadelphia, with growing up in the Philadelphia area, listening to the music, going to the Uptown Theater on Broad Street, going to the Philadelphia Folk Festival during the 60s and during the folk revival and absorbing all this amazing American music. And that was the guy that I was. And this album is a representation of that.
So let me tell you, that resonates with me deeply because my father just passed away at the age of 95. Loved him dearly. My mother had passed away many decades earlier, and I had her ashes. And so we went out to he was buried in a veterans cemetery out in Dallas, and he was reunited with my mother at that point in time. They're both cremated, and their ashes were side by side. And it was a profound experience. And it did exactly what you described. You kind of reset and realize, wow, so what is important? Who am I? Who have I become? What's left? Yeah. Right? Yes. And it's actually a wonderful gift to be given that.
It is. It's in a sense, without getting too deep on this thing, it's a rebirth. It's a chance to say, hey, you know what? Now with my life, I can see the horizon a little bit closer, and I want to make sure I make the most of that, whatever that is going to be, right? And that's what I'm doing now, personally and musically.
Well, obviously it was all in the news, and with Daryl and all that stuff that went down. But I'll say this, and not to harp on it, but your approach and how you have handled all this has been very classy. And we don't know the ins and outs completely, but your legacy is so strong. You're a part of this thing that means so much to so many people. Does that catalog loom over you when you try to create a new song? Because Reunion is just a beautiful song. Obviously, you're still on your game, but does that assist, or does it weigh on you a bit, having to rise to a certain expectation?
It doesn't. It does neither. I'll tell you what it does. What it does is it provides me the success of Hall & Oates and the success of all that great music provides me with the ability to do what I'm doing now. And for that I'm very respectful and really proud of. But to be honest with you, I go out and I play my new music for folks. And it's really interesting. At first, I thought people were going to have a certain expectation. They wanted to hear Hall & Oates hits. But you know what? Why play half of a Hall & Oates show? It's if you want to hear the music's there forever. And people who have seen us perform over the last 50 years, I'm sure, have had great memories of our live concerts. It's time for me to move on, and it's time for me to play the music that's more relevant to who I am right now.
Well, I love the sound of it. I'm definitely gonna pick up the tracks as they come out. And it says, and I don't know if this is an actual genetic lineage here, but it says you wrote the song with A.J. Croce of the Jim Croce family.
Yes, absolutely. Jim Croce's son, AJ, who is an amazing artist. If you've ever not listened to him or not seen him live, he's incredible. And we met, we were thrown into the same dressing room during a John Prine tribute show in Nashville. We did not know each other, and we hit it off immediately. And, with his amazing family songwriting DNA, I had this idea for this song, and I just thought he might be the right guy to kind of bring it home. And he was. He's amazing.
You were describing. I was reading an interview with you. And you were describing the process of like writing "She's Gone," and and obviously, so with AJ, you found that when you find someone who is a good writing partner, is it lightning? Is it a gradual realization, or how does that process take place?
We got a wrap, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, there's no rules. The songwriting thing is there's no rules. Sometimes it's quick and lightning, and sometimes it's a lot of hard work.
All right. So Mystery Voice said we've got a wrap. So I guess
how many minutes did we get with John Oates?
We got about 7 there. So
John, we got boned out of some time with you, but when you're in town, we'd love to have you come in.
Yep.
If you don't mind, could we just promo Cape Cod, New Jersey on the 15th of August?
Yep.
Philly Folk Festival on the 17th.
Yeah, absolutely. Cape May Convention Hall, actually, on
Cape May on the 15th August and Philly on August 17th.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, John. Thanks, man. Good luck with everything.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
See you later, guys. All right.
That was
It's not his fault.
job. Yeah, I know.
No,
Do we
it's not
love John
John's
Oates?
fault.
No, yeah. He's great.
Unless, I don't know if he was here. Get these jerks off of here. God, wrap this thing up.
Say rap.
7 minutes?
That was it?
Yeah.
All right, so the Folk Festival is August 16, 17, and 18. Maybe we could get him back, like Steve, you were saying, get him in studio.
Yeah.
Have a real conversation with him.
Yeah. This is town.
What days of the week are 16, 17,
I'm guessing
18?
it's a weekend. But
17. Oh, wait. Yeah. Because the 19th and 20th is a Tuesday and Wednesday.
How do you know
all
that?
of the months now have a 17th, don't they?
It is, I think, Friday the 17th.
Anyway,
The less impressive horror movie.
He'll be back in.
16 is a Friday, 17 is a Saturday, 18 is therefore Sunday.
How'd you do that?
Well, I had to look at the.
Can we get John back on to verify that?
John,
they're calling back in.
Do you know what comes after Monday?
He is, no, I call
My
it Cape
wife is
Cod.
good with numbers.
He's in Cape Cod, New
He's
Jersey.
in Cape Cod, New Jersey.
Oh, man.
Can't talk right now, guys. I'm watching a documentary about killer whales.
In Cape Cod, New Jersey. All right. Anyway.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
What's happening?
What do you want to talk about now?
Well, that went shorter, so...
All right, well, there was something we
you
were
want to
talking...
play our new fart song?
Yeah, actually. Do you have that?
Fart Jam.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Fire it up. You thought we were kidding.
It's kind of cool, right?
Kathy, dance.
John's going to be performing this in Cape Cod at the...
Do you know it's a real litmus test? So I just happened upon the song, just going through some sound effects libraries, and so I'm sitting on the couch and I'm laughing my ass off, and my wife is just sitting next to me, and I think it defines,
Yeah, good. Good for her.
stoic. Like, well, what is this?
When you are caught laughing alone,
Yeah, it's a lonely feeling.
and somebody goes, "What's funny?" and it's not even worth explaining because they'll never get it. Now,
Yeah.
a fart song, you can explain that, but there have been times when I've thought about something and I've started giggling, and Rochelle would be like, "What?" And I'm like, I'm not even going to tell you. Not because it's like bad or disgusting. It's just
She's
like
just not going to get it.
You're not going to get it.
And
it's going to be.
You're not saying she's stupid or anything.
No,
it's just a sense of humor.
No, it's saying I'm stupid. What I'm laughing at is incredibly stupid. One time, Steve, we were in the middle of yoga. And Kathy, we were doing Shavasana, which is this meditative end of the workout. You're just living with your thoughts. And I started thinking about something you said on the air one time.
Oh, my God.
And it was when Sylvester Stallone was Rocky in Russia, and he's telling knock-knock jokes. And he says, knock, knock. And I go, who there? And you go, orange. And I go, orange who? And you just pause. You go, banana. And I thought it was hilarious.
Right.
And so I'm laughing, and they go, what? You're interrupting our meditation.
Right.
And so I explain it to them, and they didn't get it. It just happens all the time.
Yeah, I trust me, I know.
You know what, though? You mentioned laughing alone. Like, not even in that situation where people are around, but like when I'm by myself, if I laugh at something alone, like it kind of feels good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I'll often do that with, and it's not thinking about something. Usually it's like, you know, something that I watched, or like I texted something to my cousin, like something like that. But just the other day it happened. I was like, you know what? That like kind of felt good.
It is a wonderful thing to be able to be by yourself and to generate. That's always been my MO. You heard my dad talk, you know, in that recording that we played a couple of months ago, that even as a kid in a crib, I'd just sit there laughing. Yeah. It'll happen all the time. Preston, to that point, I think you should leave now the series.
TV show, yeah.
Right. I think that is perhaps one of the funniest shows in decades.
Yeah.
Claire can't stand
Can't stand it.
Can't stand it.
Yeah.
Press, every now and then I will think of there was a moment where a friend of mine was walking out of a store. We were having a restaurant. We were having a cigarette out front, and this girl comes out the door, and she's like, "Hi, guys!" Right? But she didn't realize that there was a half a step down.
Oh, no.
And just to watch her crumble, because she had a big old like, "Hey, and she just crumbled and fell like a ton of bricks. And my friend Katie and I were standing there, and she and I couldn't get, we for like probably 15 minutes, we couldn't stop laughing. And every now and then I'll think of that.
That triggers it.
And I will just start laughing.
It is an involuntary, either it's real or it's not. And that's it.
I have a question for a possible topic, but if you want to go somewhere else, Preston, just let me know. But can I bring it up real quick?
Yeah.
If it goes anywhere, go somewhere. The Northern Lights, the visibility for them over the last week or so, you see it all over social media, and I've actually
we haven't
tried.
seen anything.
I haven't seen anything. So
we've been treated to cloud cover.
Well, yeah. And some people were up at like as close as Jim Thorpe, Steve, and they were seeing him there in the Poconos or whatever. I want to know if anybody around here has seen them at all.
Because we had a pronounced solar storm that took place, and that's created the conditions.
And it was supposed to like resurface last night or the night before too. And I read this morning that it might even come back again. So I'm just curious.
Nick, CBS News nationally was using photos taken from Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. There's a park, I believe it's called Memorial Park.
Yeah.
And there was a photographer there who took photos, and they went all over the place. CBS was using them. This was, I think, last Friday night. Yeah.
I was also reading an article the other day at some of the photos that you've seen of the Northern Lights. Like, people were taking the pictures, but it was coming out much more vibrant on their phone,
right?
Or on their camera, or whatever they were using, than with the naked eye. Because of our how quickly some of the spectrum moves, or something like that, that our eyes don't perceive it quite as we don't capture it quite as well as a camera might. But so you're wondering if people could call in and let us know if they've been seeing it in our area,
or if there are any tricks or whatever. Andrea and I have told this story before, but we went to Iceland a few years ago, and it was cloud covered the entire time, and it's just a life goal for her. But because it's a life goal for her, I really want to see them at some point, and we're so close again, and they just haven't been able to see them at all. So we didn't see them in Iceland several years ago. We didn't see them over the last week here.
They are amazing.
Yeah,
I've seen them. Yeah,
I've seen them briefly in Banff in Alberta one year, Steve, and I was on a ski trip a long time ago. But I want to see them again.
What I have yet to see and would love to see is apparently there is a little man who sits in a fire-breathing dragon's throat.
Okay,
yes, and ignites the gas that comes out. Yes,
yeah. Maybe we can knock off two birds with one stone.
What, does he got a flint or something?
Yeah, he's got a flint. Yeah.
So there was another solar flare that I thought that may have recently
wiped out Australia.
No, not wiped out Australia. Let's flare. Oh, but this one's not directed at Earth, so it isn't expected to cause any more geomagnetic storming.
Did you have any difficulty electronics wise? I didn't notice anything. They were saying it could have been widespread sort of disruptions or things of that nature.
Yesterday or the day before, I noticed a little slower internet speed on a couple of sites, but I don't.
Were your dogs standing on the ceiling?
No.
Okay.
Oddly enough, they weren't. So no, I didn't experience any.
No, neither did I.
Massive.
The hell movie was that? Was that Weird Science where the dog?
Weird Science. Yes.
Is it Weird Science?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dog standing on the ceiling.
Yes. I think it was weird science. So I don't know. Nick, any texts coming in?
No, the people are seeing them like around the area, but
Cold Airy Pits.
Yeah.
Who the hell is this?
Get that guy back on.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is a bucket list item of mine, and I've wanted to, plan travel around that if possible. Maybe it's going to have to be like after retirement where I can go spend 2 or 3 weeks somewhere, maybe get a good shot at somewhere in Iceland or in Sweden.
You would plan a Northern Lights trip, like based around just seeing that.
Yeah, I think
I hear
so.
that come up often. So Claire did that, as my wife did as well. Will you plan a trip to see a natural phenomenon? Like I know, and I did, to go see Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Well, when we got to work last week, Steve, it was the Thursday or Friday, and before the show started, you and I were in the studio, and you're like, hey, it looks here like there's actually going to be the big solar flare. And I did not know that it was going to lead to all of these sightings of the Northern Lights.
Let me go to this call real quick. It's not in our area. Charles has seen them before, but he wanted to comment on that. Charles, morning.
Hi, good morning.
What's up, man?
Hi, I wanted to let you know that my wife and I were really into chasing the Northern Lights. We vacationed in Iceland and, did a lot of saving and went and saw it, and we didn't see nothing but a spot. So then a few years later, we heard on the news that the Northern Lights were going to be up north. So we drove all the way up to Ricketts Glen in Pennsylvania and saw nothing. But this year, we went to Finland, and we stayed in glass igloos, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, an alarm went off, and when we woke up, you could see the Northern Lights. But what I want to mention is, as much as we wanted to see them, the naked eye, we really couldn't quite make them out. But the pictures on our phone were absolutely gorgeous.
So you're verifying that. So when I saw them, they were clear to the naked eye, and I was fully naked as standing in the lobby of a Marriott. No, it was a So I guess it depends on what angle you're seeing them at, where you are when you see them, but. Yes, that makes sense. That the camera's a little bit more attuned to catching that situation.
Awesome experience.
All right, cool.
Thanks, Charles. Appreciate it. By the way, I know you said you were naked in the Marriott, but have you ever been fully naked outside, like at night?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty awesome.
Oh, really?
I was on the hood of a car. Kathy was inside a diner.
Yeah. Might have heard this story before.
No, I don't think I've fully been naked outside.
Not
ever.
a stitch.
No.
And outside.
You never done skinny dipping?
No.
Streaking? None of that stuff?
No, I've never streaked.
Oh, we did it. Me and my friends did it.
Yeah, I'm
absolutely.
sure.
So I never streaked, but it's skinny dipping, yes. Absolutely.
No, I don't think I've ever
the
done that.
warm night swimming, skinny dipping is awesome, and then taking a big old dump.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then hearing the
lake
screaming
water.
when someone skims the pool the next day.
No,
It's liberating, is it not?
It is liberating.
Would you go, though? Would you ever go to a nudist colony or a nudist resort?
No, I don't need to hang out
I don't
that
like
long.
that because
No.
you mentioned that the Carnival is doing a nudist cruise.
Yes. I don't know if it was Carnival. Was it Carnival? I don't know. A cruise line was doing it.
I don't need to. There's a lot I don't need to see. I don't even, like I had the colonoscopy the other day, and I want to give any nurse that has to look at my ass or whatever, battle pay.
Yeah. Last time I did it was at somebody's wedding. That was stupid.
Wait, what? Whose wedding?
You streaked?
It was at Cindy and Chris Shepard's wedding.
Oh my God.
And oh my God, we got blasted.
Oh, is this where you were running? You were racing naked?
It was at a golf course.
Yeah, it was in St. Louis, yes?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Me, Steve, Chet, the guys we had here that one time. We did. I forgot who else got naked, but yeah, we were
How old were you?
28, something like that.
Old enough to not
Old
do
enough
that.
Old enough
make
to know
good
better.
decisions.
Old enough to get arrested and get in real trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
Who are we talking to? The actress.
What did she do?
James Franco. Not James. Bree,
his brother. Yeah.
From Community.
Dave Franco?
Yeah.
In that movie, Allison Brie.
Allison Brie.
Yeah.
In fact, they were in here, and her thing is, and she's gorgeous, obviously. She digs public exhibitionism.
No kidding.
In like an hotel, she'll randomly knock on a door.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
She told us the story.
I don't mind being in a hotel room and being naked in the window.
Yeah.
If it's a high-rise hotel, because those people that see you, nobody.
You're never gonna see
You're
them
never
again.
going to see them again.
Until you go to your award ceremony later.
yeah, you're there for a convention.
It was on local news here where they were panning past apartment building. I don't remember what it was.
That's right.
Oh God, what's the square?
Yeah.
The circle.
Rittenhouse Square, maybe?
No.
Logan Square.
Where they had the first pickle festival. Where was that?
Was it the Piazza?
Piazza.
Yes.
Yep.
Does that happen?
What happened?
They were
Dude was just
banging.
railing his girl.
Oh, right.
They did it on purpose. Though. It was like a glass window.
Yeah.
The downstairs was completely crowded.
Might have
and
been like
they
a
were-
Phillies.
It was something.
A watch party or something?
It was people watching. Was it Game of Thrones? There was another one where it was like Game of Thrones, and it was everyone's TVs showing Game of Thrones in like an apartment building.
Game of Bones.
It happens every once in a while. Matt Cord and I were watching the World Cup in the Piazza. However many years ago that was, like 2016, and same thing happened. There was two people just banging, going at it.
Well, there's that hotel in the outfield of where the Blue Jays play in Toronto, and when you rent a room there, you literally have to sign an affidavit or like a disclosure agreement that says, "I will not have sex in the window," because people were getting off. They
I
were
don't
enjoying
doubt
it.
that. Of course. You know what occurs to me, Case? You and Jackie just did Dover.
Yeah.
There's that hotel.
Oh, there's a few hotels there.
Right there.
Right there.
And you can see, like I could see people in the windows.
Yeah.
Here's a text that says we have a nudist community in Palmerton here on the way to the Poconos.
Oh, Palmerton?
Then there's another one that says, who's into outside showers? I absolutely love them. Want to build one at my house.
I mean, come on now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Actually, the house that I referenced earlier, that'd be part of the reason why I bought it. The house that we grew up in, my dad installed an outside shower, and it was like the first, neighbors hated it. Oh, my God.
Wait, why?
Because my dad doesn't give a crap, and so he would just walk
They'd
outside.
see him naked?
Yeah, Preston,
geez.
you met him.
Enjoy!
He just doesn't care. And so,
hanging brains.
Steve, here's his mental alignment. He's just like, it's my house, it's my yard, it's my shower. I can walk outside naked if I want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved that thing. It was fantastic.
Preston, when you first mentioned this, that's what came to my mind. We rented a house in St. John with some friends, and the room that I stayed in had a private porch, and that's where the shower was. So you just like were outside just looking off the cliffs of St. John, and that was your shower.
And no doors, nothing to no
Nothing.
privacy. Wow.
Yeah, so I mean,
Okay.
people could walk from downstairs and come around, but whatever.
It is liberating. Again, the public, the nudist colony. That's not for me. But if you're with your wife or whatever, that's fine.
Do you guys have an outdoor shower at your shore house?
Oh, yeah. I built it myself.
I have an outdoor toilet.
Oh, you have to get one. That's like one of the best parts of the shore.
It's the only reason my house is better than yours, even though your house has a roof deck and a pool and is way nicer and has an
Closer to the beach.
Closer to the beach, and every aspect of your house is like 1,000 times better than my house.
Wait, do you
I got
not
the outdoor
have
shower.
room because you have the pool?
Yeah, there's a shed for the pool stuff, and that's where the shower would have gone.
Well,
they can still do it.
But the helicopter pad is completely.
Oh, that's open.
Yeah, that's open.
Oh, look at there's a stick. Oh, that's Casey's house.
We can live
they
there.
started collecting rubbish. Oh, that's Casey's house. I didn't know they put you got the headphones on, Preston.
Yeah.
Pilot, take us around. They apparently put a new dump in. Oh,
that's Casey's house.
Oh, it's Casey's house.
Oh.
Casey's house is awesome, by the way.
Kathy, you're into the outdoor shower thing?
Yeah, when we lived down the shore, when I lived down the shore with girlfriends from college, we used to have to go downstairs to use the outside shower because we had the upstairs unit, but there were two outside showers. But obviously ours was downstairs. So yeah, we lived next door. This was the house where the cop pulled us over, and then my roommate ended up sleeping with him.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so
that's a legendary house.
it was. But
Can
yes,
someone come lather my breasts?
and I think we only had. I'm pretty sure we only had one shower inside the house. So
for how many people?
It was there was a lot of us. I don't know, but it was just me and her that lived there full time. So, so we would use that outside shower all the time. Man,
we're getting ready for shore season, obviously, and the Keenan's live broadcast and all that stuff. And I just each year it is it's such an eye opener how that area lights up.
Yeah.
after that weekend.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love seeing the transformation from when we get there, the blinking yellow lights to what, and then the line around the block on Friday morning.
You know, the thing that makes it, I think, this Mecca, and again, I'm just down there for a couple times. The fact that everybody, it doesn't matter. It's not something for just the elite. It's everybody up and down. Either they rent a place out there, or they know or like
hotels,
or that a house was bought decades ago that's remained in the family, and it is this thing that is just that change is so palpable. The energy is so amazing. That's what makes the Keenan's broadcast in its quote official opening status so amazing, because it's this coil that has been compacted and then it just releases. If we get great weather, it'll just
and that's it, because when you afterwards, when it's all over, and after we maybe go and take a little nappy poo, kind of get reset for the rest of the day, then you walk through town, and then you see the parties are really starting.
That's right, yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
And
everybody's sitting outside.
The people that started at Keenan's that morning.
Oh my God. we got an email one year, and somebody sent us a picture of someone passed out on a front lawn, and it just said, "You all broke Wildwood." And it happens.
It's a great feeling to see people. And again, people say, do you love it? Yeah, but we're working when we're doing that. We love seeing everyone have a great time. There is nothing like seeing people just totally let loose and have a blast.
I have a friend that used to come to Keenan's every year. I think they've lightened up a bit because as they've aged. But his wife found him one year on the side of the road. He walked on the side of the road with a Wawa hoagie. She was like, "I thought you were coming home after Keenan's." He's like, "It is after Keenan's."
So he's just out wandering around with a hoagie
Yeah,
in
like
his
she
hand.
was like, "I got to go pick him up somewhere." Like he may have called, pick me up or something, and she's like, he was just sitting on the curb eating a Wawa hoagie.
Wow. Well, a reminder, we're going for another Seagull Screech Off. We're going to try that again. And this is one of the rare ones that we solicit for contestants ahead of time. So you can go to PrestonandSteve.com because you need to have this talent. We can't just pull somebody out. It's like, hey, you do a mean Seagull? No. We want people to know what they're doing.
Because you're going up against, I would say, legendary at this point, impressionists. I mean, you got to have game.
Listen, we are going to have a lot of fun next week, but I want to add that we're going to have some really great giveaways as well. We have one of these Phoenix Beach buggies that we're giving away, at Keenan's.
Yes.
I mean, this is.
I still haven't seen it. You guys have been raving about it.
There's one across the hall. It just got delivered yesterday. You have to see this thing to understand like what we're talking about. Now, listen, they're not cheap. These things, they're $1,000, but I'm telling you. It is the last beach cart that you will ever buy in your entire life. So it
eliminates the lugging crap, right?
Yeah, so we're going to give one of those away to somebody, there. We also are going to have cash to give away from Mike from Steak 'em Up is giving us cash to give away again.
Yeah.
Phil's tickets. Nick secured some Phil's tickets for the game on the 31st. We have Def Leppard and Journey tickets, hopefully.
Oh, so the Phils are playing Def Leppard?
No, I think they're playing Journey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rick Allen is terrible.
Dude. There have been one-armed pitchers before, come on.
The names come right to mind.
No, but Casey, going back to the beach cart, you know how many times you've seen beat up, dead beach carts that people just will leave out
at
there,
the beach,
not even struggle to take it back with them.
Don't lug it home.
You will never ever have that issue with this sucker.
No.
And we're gonna have some chance for somebody to win this.
Yes,
it's pretty damn cool. It's a big prize.
We actually have two to give away. One's going to be given away at Keenan's, and then I think another one's going to be given away via Word of the Week. But
we're looking at a picture of it, and it actually looks cooler than I thought. I saw one other picture. Those tires are completely made for the sand.
Well, that's what makes it. That's what makes it easy to get it onto the beach. Wait, Case, is it 3 or 4 wheels?
3.
Okay.
It's 3 wheels.
And it's aluminum. It's light, but it's durable as hell. That's the thing.
Steve,
That's what's awesome about it.
Those tires are like $200 a piece.
No kidding.
Yeah.
They're almost like regular car tires.
Yeah, they're legit. Yep. And so, I'm looking forward to it.
Right.
We've got another planning session today.
Yes.
Starting to get into,
All right.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
We have a meeting today. And we'll,
No, I'm looking forward to it because the better prepared for that event we can be, the easier it is on everyone.
So you have to figure in an element of failure, which we're very good at. And then once you get that accommodated for, then you can have a mildly successful show.
Yeah, something always fails. Like the time I tried to do have somebody louder than Nick.
Oh, yeah. What happened with that? The meters?
Casey kept starting an Eagles chant when I was trying to get the crowd quiet.
And my meters that I bought that were supposed to be like super high-tech meters kept registering the same amount each time. Like, there's no way that was exactly the same.
Oh, I forgot about this. Somebody texted in. Did you see the no cabana rule?
Yes.
On I think is
That's
it just
North
Wildwood?
Wildwood. Yeah,
that's because they're out of beach.
So what is this? So when you're talking about a cabana, an actual cabana, is that what they're talking about?
Look up Cool Cabana. That's what they're called. Cool Cabanas are one, and then there's these.
Which, by the way, because I have a cool cabana, they're not as big as like the tents that people bring to the beach. They're smaller tents that you can sit under.
Steve, you know the standard event tent that somebody might use at a promotion?
Right.
Something like that, they're not going to be allowing anymore mainly because North Wildwood has run out of sand.
Okay.
The beach has eroded away once again, and so there's just not as much room.
Yep.
And these things do take up, if you add a bunch of them together, they take up more real estate. So, but locals are signing a petition trying to get this to turn back around because they think you should have them out there.
It's a temporary restriction.
Yes.
They said. So and it's in effect now, and it is for all cabanas, tents, canopies, any similar structures, I guess, because of
umbrellas, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? You could have an umbrella.
They have these other things, Kath. You might know what they are. They basically, it's basically like I
know what you're talking about.
It almost looks like a paragliding parachute.
Yeah,
they're cool.
They're huge down in like North Carolina, on the beaches in North Carolina.
So what, they actually look like a parachute?
No, it looks like a parasail.
Parasail. Yeah.
So it's kind of a banana shaped. Banana. And but the back end of it flows freely with the wind. And so as you're sitting there, you have this sound the whole time. So if you don't like that, then that could be an issue. But they're pretty cool. And wherever the sun is, obviously, it's where you're going to get the shade. You can't really move them around. But a few people out our way use them, and they're kind of cool.
Do you know what okay, we're going to this weird shade chat now, but there are these things they sell that are for the backyard, and they're triangular, large pieces of fabric.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Right.
It looks like a sail for a sailboat.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you spread it out.
And
it shades with UV protection. Any of you have it?
No.
Have one?
And do you, what kind of, how do you
You secure it to whatever you can secure it to, like a fence post or the house, or a kitten.
A kitten? Wow.
It's got to be a heavy kitten, though, right?
Very durable.
Yeah. If you have a 500-600 kitten.
So somebody just texted in that they have one of those carts. I cannot stress to you how awesome these carts are, and you don't know until you know.
Yeah.
You know? So the guy or girl, whoever is texting, is just echoing everything that I've said about it.
Where is the text? It says, okay, so you have one of those cars that can carry full cooler, kids, chairs. The walk back home when you're drunk is smoother than with that cart. Wait, here's there was a. Oh, this says, tell people to stop setting up chairs in huge circles at 6 a.m. and then not showing up till noon.
Oh, how do you feel about that?
That's a
resident.
I think that's a dick move at a resort.
Yeah.
You know, leaving your belongings and then leaving for 3 hours until after you're done with the breakfast buffet and your afternoon shower and then coming back and going to the beach. I think that's a dick move. The giant circle and no one's there. Yeah, I think anytime you set up all that stuff and everybody leaves is not cool.
I think someone has to be there.
Yeah.
I would. To
One
me,
person.
because
at least one
it makes
person.
no sense.
Yeah.
You're not renting it. It's open to everybody.
Yeah.
You'd be well within. You would not be in violation of any law were you to dismantle their seat circle.
Yeah.
Though you might get into a fist fight.
Yep.
Which of those towns has the largest, widest beaches in the Wildwoods?
Either Wildwood or Wildwood Crest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the further south you go?
Yeah, the only problem with Wildwood is they have the boardwalk that kind of takes up a bunch of real estate. But I mean, that's like where they do the Barefoot Music Festival and all that. Like, I mean, that beach is
That's in Wildwood?
Yeah, that's Wildwood proper.
Okay.
Is that why you would love those Wildwood days?
Yeah, it's probably.
Whoa. Those Wildwood. Whoa. I think. Yeah, if you want to see where the North Wildwood Beach went, come down to Wildwood and Wildwood Crest.
Gotcha.
So why do you have
Because
to
we got
worry?
400 yards of it to walk across.
So why do you have to worry about people setting their chairs up then if the beach is so big?
No, it's in North Wildwood.
That's where.
Yeah.
No, I know, but you said I hate when people do that.
No, I don't have an issue where we are. I'm just saying in general,
Yeah.
if you do that giant thing and then walk away, that's just kind of a dick move.
I think just I'm adding to the like my comments to it. Like, I think that's a dick move, but does it bother me? No, because we always sit in the way back anyway, and if we want
you're back closer to away from the ocean?
We're basically
you're way backers.
Yeah, we're way backers. We're way backers. And then what we'll do is, if we want to go sit in the surf, we'll go find a nice little open spot.
You're occasionally surf sitters, but mostly way backers.
Yes. we're probably 95% way backers and then 5%
surf sitters.
Is everyone in your family a way backer, or is there a
No, we're all way backers.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all way backers.
Are there any halfwayers?
No.
Even the kids?
Yeah.
They like way backers?
Yeah, because you know what? We have football catches, or
You're closer to the Statue of Liberty?
A lot closer.
Well, not really.
No.
Technically,
Closer to the Golden
no.
Gate Bridge. Closer to the Golden Gate Bridge, not necessarily north like that, but we have all of that real estate back there if we need it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
gotcha. Yeah.
Are there good beaches on the bay? Like swimming beaches?
Beach, no. But like where we are in Wildwood Crest, they have Sunset Lake, and that's the bay.
But I guess it depends on where you are.
Yes, we do.
The other side of Cape May as you start to face towards the bay, but that's still considered.
Yeah,
ocean,
I guess it's like North Cape May or whatever. But Kath, we'll do bay days instead of beach days, and we'll go out there with the kayaks and the paddle boards.
You do bay days for bay beaches?
Yeah.
Nick, there's a couple of inlet beaches that are really good. There's one between Sea Isle and Avalon, and then there's one between Avalon and Stone Harbor.
I was friends with a guy who his family had a boat, and we did the intracoastal waterway from up near Margate and Ventnor all the way down, and
I know
it was just a beautiful day. And we were going.
I bet that took all day.
It did, but nobody cared.
Yeah, swimming.
We're going. Well, we'd stop and swim, and I'd stop. There's a whole bunch of restaurants that were bayside or whatever, so you can get out there. But it's
magical.
We're going 10 knots the whole time, tops, Preston. No wake, and it was a magical day. I want to do it again.
Nice.
I was telling Preston that talk about this, and obviously this summer. And I've seen more than my fair share of articles and social media pertaining to the now very robust, Kathy, great white population around Cape Cod.
Yeah.
That so much so that you're now seeing them post shark signs on the beach because the seal population is at an all-time high, and that's what they feed on. Wow. And I remember years ago when we went to Chatham, Cape Cod, we were at a resort, and they took us out in the evening. We went on a boat. And these the seals, you could almost walk across the seals to get back to the beach. And I'm like, this is great white sharks have to be all over the place. And sure as hell, that's what's happening.
Somebody texted in and said, is there a correlation between the way backers and the backer inners?
Ah, yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm a backer
they
inner
prefer anal.
And a way backer.
And a way backer.
Well,
I think I'm a down fronter when it comes to the beach, to the ocetion. I like being as close to the water as possible.
I understand that, but when the tide comes in, then you're screwed.
When it comes to if you're a way backer, how's your packing of fudge?
Stop it. The problem there, Nick, is that if you are an upfronter, if you're a surf sitter,
okay, yes, that's it.
If you're a surf sitter and the tide comes in, do not creep into my area. You chose that area.
Yeah,
you
see,
know what I mean?
I'm a surf sitter.
That's a good rule.
If you're being,
yes, you have to pull all of your stuff back, and if you are in the way, then yes, I will pull it behind you.
Yes, you can't expect.
Yeah,
Can you guys scoot back a little bit?
No.
Yeah, can you go straight to hell?
Yeah, how about you go F yourself instead?
Yeah.
Which one of your family members do you want decapitated first?
Because I'm a backer inner. But I'm a surf sitter.
Yeah.
What is it? Is that what it's called?
Surf sitter,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different protocol and anal things at the beach that we need to be aware of. So, but anyhow, we're getting ready for Keenan's the live broadcast, and we hope you're going to be there for it. It's going to be legendary this year. And if you do a mean seagull screech, we would like to hear it. We need you to sign up for our seagull screeching contest, which was a huge hit last year. And you can go to PrestonandSteve.com and do that very thing. So we'd love to, and reach out to somebody if you think they can win as well. Maybe you guys will split the prize. I do not know. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back in a second. Some Bizarre File stories are up next. Stay with us.
Like mulch. Like a pile of mulch. There's a prize in there for you.
Oh, God.
A contract to do weekends here.
I'm going to lead the introduction with our next guest with a quote from Rocky Balboa. Man, you look good for an older guy. Ladies and gentlemen, Carl Weathers.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Preston.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for that, I think, kind summation of what's going on here.
You look damn good.
Look at this. Now Steve's going to jump in on it.
No,
now.
are we correct? Are you coming up on 70?
Oh, jeez, man. Why did you have to go there this early in the
Because
morning?
it defies
Yes.
I would not. You look really good.
You look good.
Yeah, I don't go that way, but I just
All right.
might.
Well,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
hey, man, you know what? Whatever happens, okay? I may not be
kismet.
included, but you're okay. You're okay with me.
Man, we've been wanting to meet you for a long time. This is a really special treat for us. To have
Thank you
here
so
this
much.
morning.
Great to be back in the city of brotherly love.
You are a Philadelphian. Regardless, you will always be an honored citizen of this city.
That is one of the nicest things anybody has ever said to me, Steve. I appreciate that.
And it's the truth, because we were talking about this earlier, and obviously you are at the cornerstone of so many pop culture great moments in all of our lives. But the Apollo Creed was essential for Rocky, for that movie. You provided a heart and a performance that was so essential for that all to work, and you know, the counterbalance too. You weren't a one-dimensional character, and I think it's you, the actor and the person that you are, that made us really say, this is a good man too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and that made it more complex.
Well, you know, Steve, you just brought a tear to my eye because not only was I pop culture, but I'm an artist. I'm an artist, Steve. Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
it's true.
Look, I am so, first of all, I'm appreciative of that, you know, those compliments. I got to say, though, man, I had such a great time in the movies, all those Rocky movies and many other movies I've done, but we were very blessed to have such a great cast, you know, and to have such great words for Apollo Creed to say, written by Sylvester Stallone. We had great direction in the first movie, John Avildsen, but in the subsequent movies, Sly was directing, and he is a great director. I maintain this to this day, and he's heard me say this, and he probably would like try to knock me out for saying this, but honestly, as good an actor as he is, I think he's a better director.
Hey, Carl, I have a question about two different characters you played in two different types of movies, but they have a similarity, and I'm talking about Dylan in Predator, and then Chubbs in Happy Gilmore. I don't know if anybody made...
I love it. They have similarities. Okay.
Well, they do.
I know where you're going.
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
All right, so then I don't even have to go there.
That's right.
Damn
alligator bit my hand.
So the alligator bit your damn right hand off, and the Predator shot your right arm off.
Yes.
Was that done on purpose by
whom?
By Adam Sandler?
That's a good question. I never asked Adam that. You know, I really never did. But I seem to have this propensity for losing my appendages.
Did you get to keep any of the props? Did you get to keep?
Man, what a fool I am, because I didn't. Neither of those movies. Well, that's not true, because from Predator, the only thing I have is this beautiful knife that was forged. We all had these knives that were made by this great knife maker, and I don't remember his name right now, but it's beautiful, right? So, no, I didn't keep the arm I wish I had, and no, I didn't keep the damned hand that the damned alligator bit off.
I'll tell you what, that Predator arm, if you were to hold that up, just without me knowing, I would have said, yep, that's Carl Weathers' arm.
It looked pretty real, didn't it? Well, you know, they took the mold of the arm, man. My guns had to, you know, like stand out, and all the sinew in these muscles had to stand out while the gun's pumping while it's in my hand, and the arm's jumping up and down, you know. Well,
dude, that handshake between you and Arnold when you first see each other.
It is classic, isn't it? It is classic.
Man and man.
By the way, I have coined that the man shake.
Yes.
That is not a handshake. That is a man shake.
Carl, have you ever been to a sporting event in Philadelphia where they've done Rocky montages during the sporting event itself?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
It's amusing, and it gets you going, you know. But the scene that comes to mind is when you and Rocky are running on the beach, and then you end up hugging one another.
Yes.
Because it's sort of comical at this point.
There are a lot of people who look at that and think, these two guys like each other. They really like each other. Yeah.
But you guys are in such phenomenal shape at that point, too, you know? So it's like, it's one of those things where you can't help but giggle a little.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, I think somebody asked me a question about, you know, whether Rocky was, I think it was your competition or one of your competitors, and it was Eisen, you know, and he was asking about, you know, what people think of that show, and his thought was that it's really not a sports movie; it's a love story.
Yeah.
And I think there is a lot of truth in that, and I say it's actually both because it's set so well and rooted so well in this role in this world of sport and in boxing in particular. But what makes the thing about sports, in a way, all about love, is that it's not romantic love, but it really is about men loving competition and loving the competitor because of what you go through to be at the top of your game.
How much did sports help set you up and prepare you for the process of becoming an actor?
Oh man, it's prepared me for life.
Yeah.
You know, in my mind, and maybe others feel differently about it, but there's something about teamwork, number one. To be on a team, you learn something about that from a very early age, what it takes, what your job is on that team, how to be your best at your job, how not to let others down because you have responsibilities, you know, you have assignments on that team.
But speaking of the best, I mean, I think a lot of people would agree that during the 80s, Tom Selleck had the best mustache, but I think you give him a run for
Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. I gave him a run for it in his 80s. In the 80s, okay. No, yeah, Tom, I know Tom's reputation, not only as an actor, but as an actor with a mustache. Yes, it sets him apart. I got to give him props for it because that's a bush, man. That's a bush. Okay?
Yours is the most rocking.
Yes.
Listen, we are just absolutely elated that you came by here today. We love you. We love your work. And as Steve had said so eloquently, you're a member of this city, this community. You know, just because of the relationship and with the Rocky films and what it means to this city and everything. So we're just really happy that you're here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate
Preston.
it, man. Yeah.
I'm always, you know, every time I come here, there's so much hospitality. People really kind of open their arms. And of course, if Apollo Creed's walking down the street, you're going to get a little attention. Just a little bit, you know. So, you know, I mean, you know, props to Sly for taking us home with running up those steps, man. If it, you know, there's running up those steps kind of like sets the tone for everything when it comes to Rocky, you know. And, you know, running through the district there and seeing all the folks who are selling their goods in the morning, you know, from soup to nuts, man, having them turn around and watch Rocky and cheer him on. So we're really all very fortunate that this city embraced not only the movie, but embraced the concept of the winner, you know, and the guy from, you know, kind of underdog who makes it, man. And for all of us, you know, all of us, anybody who's ever been or felt like an underdog, Rocky is kind of our anthem.
Yes,
you know? So we thank you here in Philadelphia.
Chicago Justice, Sunday, NBC 10, 9 o'clock. Carl Weathers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did you guys see this? An anonymous hacker has released 5 episodes of Orange is the New Black Season 5 after Netflix reportedly failed to meet the criminal's financial demands. What? It is unclear how much the hacker demanded. The first 10 episodes of the season were shared shortly before 6 a.m. on Saturday, leaked in 10 different files. They totaled about 11.46 gigabytes. The hacker, who goes by the handle of the Dark Overlord...
Ma! I'm trying to do something!
Kicked off the leak
when you're done, Dark Overlord, take the garbage out.
By publishing the premiere episode for the forthcoming Orange is the New Black season Friday to the Pirate Bay.
This is my son, the Dark Overlord.
The streaming giant has set June 9th as release for Orange is the New Black. No word on whether Netflix will move that date up. In a statement, Netflix said, "We are aware of the situation. A production vendor used by several major TV studios has had its security compromised, and the appropriate law enforcement authorities are involved."
You know, I was trying to think about this, and Netflix didn't buckle to the demand. I don't know how much impact this has because
Zero
because it's $9 a month.
You
for
already
Netflix. You already have it. More than likely. So, and you're not going to watch it any quicker or any sooner than you would normally. So I wonder where the damage is really. Maybe in some people who aren't already subscribing, getting it, but you know, it is what it is.
I guess piracy still remains to be a really big problem. For me, it holds no fascination. I'd rather just fork over the however many dollars it is to watch the actual official version of something, and I can wait until Friday.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it on Monday before it comes out.
What are you going to do? Watch 9 episodes?
Yeah.
Well, the hacker isn't stopping with that show. The cybercriminal claimed via Twitter to have unreleased shows from ABC, Fox, National Geographic, and IFC as well.
Okay, tell me of Game of Thrones and maybe I'll listen.
Right.
This is the Dark Overlord. I have your Capuchin Monkey special, and I will upload it if my demands aren't met.
That's from National Geographic.
Your special concerning the Watusi women of Buka Buka will be released to the world. If you do not yield to my demands, I'm the Dark Overlord.
Capuchin
Monkey.
I know.
There's the extortion there.
In a message posted Saturday, the Dark Overlord wrote,
This is the Dark Overlord, your 1-hour special concerning FIFO, the zebra who can tap dance. Will be released to the world.
The Dark Overlord wrote on Saturday, it didn't have to be this way, Netflix.
You could have avoided it.
You're going to lose a lot more money in all of this than what our modest offer was. We're quite ashamed to breathe the same air as you. We figured a pragmatic
Someone's gotten a little carried away with their Dell laptop.
Yeah, we figured a pragmatic business such as yourselves would see and understand the benefits of cooperating with a reasonable and merciful entity like ourselves. What are you talking about?
Come on. No.
Yeah, you're
stole
it's illegal.
something from-
Yeah. And by the way,
Dark Overlord.
Dark Overlord. It is a substantial fee and prison sentence that they're looking at if they're found and convicted.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, on the consumer end and on our end, it seems like, what? Okay. I agree with you, Nick. I mean, you already have Netflix. Chances are you already have it anyway. Netflix encourages you to share your passwords, for Christ's sake.
Hey, and also, if you don't have Netflix, then you haven't seen the previous seasons of Orange is the New Black. So if you're going to release the 4th season, can you release the first 3 seasons as well?
Damn good point.
I got to get caught up on this.
Dear Netflix, we are committed to releasing the 3rd episode of Lemony Snicket. If our demands are not met, and this is a good one, too.
Oh, man, I hope the Dark Overlord lives here.
And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, we got some beef file stories. Here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Coors Light. You can join the President and Steve Show for the official opening in the Jersey Shore live from Keenan's in North Wildwood, Friday, May 24th. Starting at 6 a.m. from our friends at Coors Light. Choose chill at the Jersey Shore. An 18-year-old man is facing several charges after Manchester, New Hampshire police said he tipped over a portable toilet in the park, trapping a woman and her 4-year-old child inside.
That's brutal.
Police said the woman and her daughter weren't physically hurt, but they were traumatized by the experience. Witnesses in the park told police they saw the suspect, Aiden Studer, and the woman arguing beforehand, but police said that they didn't know each other personally. Investigators said the woman then went inside the toilet to help her daughter, and Studer pushed it over from behind. It landed with its door on the pavement.
Come on.
And police said some bystanders in the park quickly ran over and stood it up. They said the woman and child were covered in feces and bodily fluids. There was doo-doo feces all over the place.
It's crazy, man.
Studer is charged with 2 counts of criminal restraint and criminal mischief, as well as simple assault for allegedly throwing a shoe at a police officer.
There was doo-doo feces thrown all over the walls.
And he has
been
released on cash bail, by the way. The voyeur. Now this is interesting, and I read news this morning that they have shut it down. The voyeuristic new Portal Street exhibit,
which I thought was very cool,
in the Flatiron District connecting New York City and Dublin with a 24/7 live feed, has been causing chaos, with mischief makers on Ireland's side flashing everything from their bare butts to swastikas and a photo of the Twin Towers in flames.
What?
Part of the interactive sculpture, and it's also part webcam, the 3.5-ton portal was installed May 8th at the busy Manhattan junction of Broadway, 5th Avenue, and 23rd Street, and it opened in tandem with its sister portal in Dublin positioned facing the city's bustling O'Connell Street.
You know, it reminded me of like Stargate.
Yeah, the group behind the project is portals.org. They said they created it as a bridge to unite to a united planet. Where you shove your ass at the screen.
Yeah.
Each structure enables passersby in either city to see but not hear what's happening on the other side 24 hours a day on a massive 8-foot, 5 by 8-foot video screen. Within hours of the Dublin portal going live, a very drunk woman in her 40s was led away by cops, arresting her after grinding her backside against the screen. The woman who filmed the video of the incident explained in the comments of her Instagram post, basically, she was there for about 20 minutes, very drunk, and was slapping and grinding against the portal.
Of course.
Before guards stepped in. So, yeah, this is why we can't have toys
nice
like
things.
this. Yes.
I think if they want to do it, they're going to have some sort of somebody there.
I guess
so. 24/7.
It's too bad. Unless you want to use this as some sort of a social experiment to see what happens.
Or turn it on, 9 to 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But hell.
Hell. A spider smuggler arrested in Turkey is said to be a curator at the American Museum of Natural History. Police said the spider's poisons can be milked for making medicine worth $10 million per liter.
I love milking spiders.
Police arrested the suspect at Istanbul airport on Sunday and seized dozens of bags from his luggage containing some 1,500 scorpions and spiders.
Could you imagine if they'd gotten out?
Including tarantulas, as well as dozens of plastic bottles containing unspecified liquids. The suspect was Lorenzo Pradini, a curator at the Historic U.S. Museum. The American Museum of Natural History did not immediately respond to a request for comment, and Pradini could not be reached. But he was being held by police at Istanbul airport while allegedly trying to take about 1,500 samples out of the country. So
it's insane.
Smuggling all the time, stuff like that. In Pennsylvania, a Johnstown man is facing felony burglary charges after police said he broke into it and damaged a residence. The interesting part is how they got him. Kazir Stevens was arrested after police were called to an apartment on reports of a break-in. When officers arrived, the victim told police that Stevens had entered through a side window and exited through the front door. Officers noted there were several shoes thrown in the alleyway. The living room side window was pushed open. The basement sliding glass door was broken. There was also damage to the ceiling tiles in the bedroom. Now, the kitchen floor was covered in Cajun seasoning.
Cajun seasoning.
Okay. And there was noted to be a small cabinet door above the oven missing. During the search of the apartment, the victim received a call from Kassar where he allegedly admitted to destroying the residence. The victim told police Kassar's last known residence, which was located down the street. When officers arrived at the residence, it was noted that there were footprints outside that matched the ones found in the Cajun seasoning.
Wow. Of course, man. You knew that was going to happen.
Turned out to be his undoing. Kazir
there's your bar right there.
Was asked what happened at the victim's residence. He allegedly told police that all he did was stop by there, but noticed the victim was not home. During the arrest, officers searched him and found 2 phones and a white package that was noted to have a strong odor of marijuana. It did indeed have marijuana, and he's now facing a burglary
That's
charge
wild.
as well. Yep. All right, one last story, and then we will wrap it up. I love hearing when people like this get busted. A 33-year-old California Concord man used his YouTube channel to upload dash cam videos and brag about his BMW, which he used for extreme speeding and reckless driving on Contra Costa freeways. The Highway Patrol and prosecutors used Scott Kitfield's YouTube channel against him as evidence in criminal acts. The district attorney, Diana Beckton, said this is a case where the defendant was gambling with human lives. Had the consequences of his actions led to a deadly crash, it would have devastated the lives of the victims' families. Last month, the jury found him guilty of reckless driving, speeding, and fleeing from police. They began receiving complaints from the public in 2022 about a gray BMW spotted along various sections of Interstate 680. And Kitfield frequently had sped exceeding 120 miles an hour.
Come on.
They opened up an investigation with led officers to YouTube, his channel, and it contained numerous dash cam videos, and they documented his dangerous driving behavior, including speeding well over 100 miles an hour, racing other cars, and weaving through traffic at high speeds. His comments on the channel further confirmed his disregard for safety by boasting about his regular actions.
That's what I get to do.
They used a helicopter and officers on the ground to catch him in the act to make an arrest. They were following him, and he was eluding police. Eventually, an officer got him on a dead-end street.
That's great.
He got out and he tried to run. They started chasing him, and he eventually...
Does he run 120 miles an hour?
He does not run 120 miles an hour. So a judge placed him on probation with 60 days of jail time and driving restrictions, and he must allow a tracking device installed on his vehicle by law enforcement.
He could have obliterated.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of lives.
And if he drives recklessly again and kills someone, that time, after this, he could be charged with murder for that. So, and there you go. That's what we have in the bizarre file for you. All right, we will take a break, but not before we solicit for a secret text word caller. Kathy, what number is going to win today? Don't say 7. You said that the last 2 times.
7.
Oh, man.
Don't tell me what to do.
All right.
Man.
Bitch. Don't stay in here.
Dumb bitch. Caller number 7.
This is what it's like to have me in your life.
At 215-263-WMMR. Call now if you know what the secret text word is. We'll be right back. To us right now. That would be awesome.
Dark Overlord.
All right. Anyway.
You're such a dork. You dork. Trying to extort Netflix.
She's just in for a visit to say hello, and you know her from The Office and her many visits to Philadelphia. She's a Philly gal. Please welcome Kate Flannery.
You act like I was back by the dumpster and somebody noticed me and dragged me in. Hey, what's up, everybody?
Is that Kate Flannery out by the dumpster? Have her come in. So what are you up to now? Because I see you on a lot of, obviously you have the live performances.
Yeah, Jane and I are still performing regular. I'm still doing the lampshades.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. I always feel like there's something I can't talk about.
Is there
you love that? I mean, know. It's such bullshit. But I'm sorry. I said
the filthy mouth.
You guys.
Kate Flannery.
I'm really. Is there?
How much Rolling Rock have you had this morning?
If you went to
Not
O'Hara,
enough.
you wouldn't have.
Oh my God! Well, at Archbishop Carroll, we didn't drink. No, exceptionally good human beings. I also do another show called Talk Show, the Game Show.
Yes,
that's
I saw
that's
that
coming
listed.
up soon. Yeah.
So what is that?
I think it starts this month.
No, but what is it?
It's a talk show and a game show. But so they make the celebrities compete against each other with questions after their interview segment.
Huh.
And no more stand up in stilettos. It's
that's done. Yeah, that's done. Yeah. But Wanda Sykes is the producer of Talk Show, the Game Show.
That's very cool.
Yeah. She was actually there on site. I was like, "What are you doing here?"
She's local.
I know we talked about media.
Yeah, and she's never been on the show.
Been on our show. Yeah, she lives in media.
Her.
Let her know.
Watch your mouth, you.
That fucking. No, I'm sorry.
You're getting worse.
I know. I'm so sorry, you guys.
I will tell you
Are
this.
there children
It's gotten
listening?
worse. She just dropped the F-bomb.
What's wrong with you today?
You tell me not to do something. The more my unconscious is just like, oh my God.
Let's put it this way: we had Andrew Dice Clay in here and never had to do the dumb button once.
I need some straps like on my chair, or like on the pyramid.
Kate
Holy
Flannery
crap.
3 times.
I'm so Nick is like, you're never coming back. He's shaking his head. It's like, this is it.
Oh, we need
It's
a
nice to see you.
taser.
Because that'll calm me down.
We have to keep you here for a little while because there's some curses you haven't said yet.
What are the 7 that you can't say on the air?
You know what? That list, by the way, that classic list,
Yes.
as legend has it, we've said it before, did not exist before Carlin created
Are you kidding
that
me?
list. There was the FCC had no set list of words, but once Carlin created that list, the FCC said, "Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's go with that."
That's amazing.
All right, so when you're not on the air,
Yes.
you curse like a sailor? And how does that go
I didn't think so
over?
until I got here.
Okay.
No one blinks an eye in Los Angeles, where everyone is drug induced and on painkillers. Once in a while, I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm so sorry. I think I have not had enough sleep this
No,
week.
we have many dumb buttons for just such. Now we're going to call it the Flannery switch.
No.
Mark it on the board right here.
Oh my gosh.
Hit the Flannery switch.
Hit the Flannery switch.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, we had to Flannery out on that.
Well, the owner of a sperm bank has been accused of secretly switching donor semen with his own in order to father 60 children.
This has happened before.
It has. Jan Karbat, who died at the age of 89 last month, has been accused by 23 families of using his own semen instead of the donors at a fertility clinic in Rotterdam.
So what does he do? He puts the samples under cups and moves them around quickly on a table?
He is also accused of tampering with the clinic's data and donor descriptions and allowing couples more than the allocated 6 children per donor. Bajorp Medical Center.
Yes, Bajorp.
Which closes in 2000.
For all your family needs, think Bajorp.
It closed in 2009 following reports of irregularities.
I just love the word
Bajorp. I do too. It's why.
In fact, the dude put his own Bajorp in the cup.
It's one of the reasons I put this early in the D file.
Is Bajorp by any chance slang for semen?
I don't know. It was one of
Dude, that's too much Bajorp.
One of Rotterdam's largest sperm banks in the 80s and 90s, Bajorp.
Let me get a second cup.
The 23 families are now seeking a DNA test to see if the sperm bank boss used his own.
So I broke into this house and I Bajorped on the couch.
Karbat reportedly admitted to fathering 60 children through the clinic before he died to one of the plaintiffs.
What?
A lawyer speaking on behalf of the Karbat's family insisted that there is not the slightest evidence that Mr. Karbat or the owner or was the donor, and asked the court to listen to the doctor's request that no DNA test would be carried out after his death.
When the guys do this, what is the desire to be? To
Just
be
to seed the world, I
Seed
guess.
the world?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Bajorp.
Bajorp. You know, as they say.
Yeah.
Bajorp.
Well, listen, our next guest is in for a visit, and the latest film that our next guest is involved in is called Interracial Cougar Cuckold Number 5. Wait, no, that's
our
Katie
other guest.
Morgan.
Yes.
She's later on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Different.
I'm sorry.
I was an associate producer on that film, but I don't take credit for it.
No.
Please welcome our friend Mike Birbiglio. Who is here? Hey, Mike.
Hey.
I'm sorry.
Is that the name of her movie?
Interracial Cougar Cuckold Number 5.
AKA Don't Think Twice.
No, you shouldn't. You show little reserve if you're if you're a cuckold.
So yesterday, I told Mike that Katie Morgan was going to be in the same day as us, and he wrote back. He goes, "So we'll have 2 porn stars. Cool."
No, but listen, Mike is in town for personal reasons and wanted to stop by and say hello. Actually, is it your
My sister-in-law's law school graduation?
Where's
From
she
Temple.
at?
From Temple, yeah.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
sensational. That's I'm in awe of people who complete law and
too.
medical degrees.
Yes.
Likewise.
Yeah, I will. I continue to disappoint my parents year after year after year by not doing something like that. But
you went to
good on her.
Georgetown,
That's
right?
wonderful. I did. But then I didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Were you expected to go into law?
I think I was expected to do something that was financially sensible, and I didn't do that. But my dad came around eventually.
Yeah.
I think when he saw me on Letterman, eventually he was like, oh, okay, I get it.
I feel like a lot of comedians have the same story. Their parents finally came around.
Yeah, they come around eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, you ultimately you realize when you have a kid, you're like, oh, you just want the kid to be okay.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you just want the kid to be like, okay. And then being a comedian doesn't seem okay.
No.
It seems like it's a life of, it seems like a downward spiral.
It's out of the realm of what I think most
And
parents
often it
classically
is.
want. Yeah.
To be clear.
Did you get cred with the parents with the grandchild?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
all
a
they
home
want.
run. Yeah.
And it's all okay.
That's all they want. Yeah. I have a daughter now, and I had a lot of trepidation about. Preston was saying when I walked in, he was like, "Oh, you look skinnier," and I'm trying to lose weight because I'm like, my body's a lemon. I went to, I'm telling you, I went to the doctor and he goes, I'm not kidding. This is in one visit. He goes, he does the blood, calls me up. He goes, hey, this came out well. This came out well. You have Lyme disease and diabetes.
Oh my God!
I was
really?
like, whoa, one at a time, fellas. We're all gonna get a chance.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, the Lyme. So no, Lyme disease. I took meds for, and that's fine. We caught it early. And then diabetes, I guess it's just road living over the years. It's like I have the body.
Yeah.
I eat terribly. I have the body of someone who's just about to start P90X and then doesn't. And
Gets to the first.
it caught up to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
So do you take insulin? Or you?
No,
what's
it's
your
diabetes 2, so it's
Okay.
like, so I'm not at that point yet. But I had a bladder tumor when I was 19. That's what I'm saying. My body's a lemon.
Yes.
It's like I had a bladder tumor when I was 19. So I was lucky it didn't come back. But every year or so, I have to go for a cystoscopy where they take like a rod like the size of this with a camera on and they stick it through your urethra to look in your bladder. But while you're awake,
Why do you have to be awake?
Preston, you've had it.
No.
Vasectomy? Yeah. Now they numb
Mike's
you
not
down
getting
there.
that.
Oh, is
They
that
numb you
true?
down there, but still, I had read, which was my big mistake, that you could actually feel. There have been occasions where people were able to feel something,
I felt
and you
something.
definitely see and smell stuff.
All right.
And so I'm like, I want no part of that. And somebody had said, you know what, they'll knock you out if you want. I mean, not completely under general anesthesia, but they'll give you propofol.
Right.
What do you
that's
smell?
that's like the way Michael Jackson went to sleep.
Right,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
That's what it is. That's what propofol is. Yeah.
And once I found out that they could knock me out, then I was like, okay, I'm totally down with this. And
Yeah.
it was easy. But you stayed awake for yours.
I was totally awake for mine.
You mentioned a smell. What smell is generated during a vasectomy?
Smoke, from what I hear.
I couldn't smell anything, but you can.
you have to
Wait, describe where the smoke is coming from, please.
Well, because they cauterize stuff.
It's the doctor's cigar.
Yeah. You can.
It's a Cuban.
It's not a boy.
Yeah, they hand out anti-cigars.
They hand out cigars that say "No more babies."
I wanted to ask you about non-medical stuff.
Sure.
And basically, like, this sort of this career path that you're on now is fascinating to me because we've known you for a long time, and now I see you just popping up everywhere. And you're a producer on Crashing. You show up on late night talk shows all the time, and I follow you on Twitter, and it's like, hey, Burbiggs is doing Kimmel, Burbiggs is doing Fallon again. Are you surprised at that at all? Not that
Since you're 11.
Are you as
like you are?
Yeah.
Are you as incredulous as we are
I was going somewhere with this.
about that development?
And
and
then Nick pulls off a mask, and it's Todd Glass.
Here's why I asked that. Your career has been the most steady rising career I know about in comedy. Because some people, they shoot to the top and then they're selling out stadiums. But your success is I love your success. I love seeing it. But it's been slow and steady and consistent.
Thanks. Yeah. No, I feel extremely lucky that that's been the case because I've been able to make, and I think the people who follow me notice this, I've been able to make the stuff I want to make as opposed to being able to...
13 minutes after 9 in the Preston and Steve Show, Wednesday morning. Wednesdays, we do this little thing called the secret text word, and we have a chance for you to win a different prize every single week. But the same way to do it, and we were looking for caller number 7. And we're going to go to that caller now. It's Dave. Hi, Dave. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks. All right, thank you, Dave. Set us up with that secret text word, if you would, please.
Grandstand.
Yeah, grandstand. Hang on, Dave. You got your tickets to see this band right here. Rise Against is going to be playing Saturday, October 26th at Franklin Music Hall. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. via AXS.com. At WMMR.com, there's a pre-sale password and also another chance for you to win tickets, so make sure you go there. And we got a random winner as well. We chose Ryan Graham of Philadelphia to receive those tickets too. So congratulations, Ryan. We'll get in touch with you. Rise Again Saturday, October 26th, Franklin Music Hall. And tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m. So nice job, bud. All right, let's do today's lesson question. We are going to give away a pair of tickets for Heart. That show is going to be May 24th at the Hard Rock Live at Edis Arena in Atlantic City. And the question I have for you is this. At our Keenan's broadcast next week, we're giving away Phillies tickets. Who would the Phil's opponent be for that game? It's what Steve said. It's not who they're really playing, okay? So at our Keenan's broadcast next week, we're giving away Phillies tickets. Who will the Phil's opponent be for that game? 215-263-WMMR. You absolutely had to have heard in order to know the answer. So while you're calling in, we will get the trash report.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you by Mainline Armory. Ladies who said firearms are just for boys, check out the Ladies Boutique and Ladies Only Training at Mainline Armory in Malvern. Visit mainlinearmory.com for more information. What's up this morning, Steve?
Well, porn star Stormy Daniels was asked to wear a bulletproof vest while testifying in the Trump trial in New York. Daniels initially passed on the vest, telling police she was used to having shots taken at her chest. PGA star Rory McIlroy and his wife Erica are getting divorced. McIlroy issued a statement saying that there were now 2 less holes in his life.
Oh my God.
And finally, the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue will be released with multiple covers featuring Gail King, Hunter McGrady, and Kate Upton. In addition, the issue will receive a special collector's cover with the real star of the swimsuit issue, a vial filled with Ozempic. And that's your Hollywood Trash.
All righty, we will see if somebody knows this at our Keenan's broadcast next week, giving away Phil's tickets. Who's going to be the Phil's opponent for that game at 215-263-WMMR. We'll go to Debbie to see if we can get the answer. Hi there, Debbie.
Hey, what's up, bitches?
Yo, bitch. What's the answer?
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard. Yeah. Nice done, Deb. Hang on. And we're going to give you a pair of tickets as MMR Rocks Heart Friday, May 24th. Hard Rock Live at Edis Arena in Atlantic City. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Yeah. Brought to you by Mini Melts of America. Breaking ice cream news. You can get Mini Melts ice cream delivered right to your door on the Wawa app. And you're just a few clicks away from enjoying your favorite Mini Melts flavor. Download the Wawa app today. So, legend David Gilmour is set to grace American stages for the first time in 8 years, announcing a pair of concerts. They'll be in Los Angeles and New York following September's release of his new solo album, Luck and Strange. The Pink Floyd guitarist and vocalist will kick off the exclusive U.S. shows at the Hollywood Bowl October 29th and 30th before heading to the East Coast. That'll be 2 nights at Madison Square Garden, November 4th and 5th. The stateside performances come on the heels of his newly announced European dates in Rome and London and London's Royal Albert Hall in the fall. While Gilmour has played Pink Floyd extensive catalog on past tours, he hinted it might not be happening this time around, suggesting other decades might be better represented alongside tracks from his upcoming 5th solo effort.
Well, if we were to take, as we said before, his version of Pink Floyd Forward, that would be more than enough for a concert.
Yeah, absolutely. Fans can gain early access to tickets for the LA and New York shows by signing up on Gilmour's website beginning today at 10 a.m. local time prior to general on sale, which is this Friday at 10 a.m. PBS is teaming up with Third Eye Blind, and they will be airing Third Eye Blind live at Red Rocks as part of special programming for the network. Celebrating the 25th anniversary of their groundbreaking 1997 self-titled debut, Third Eye Blind made their long-awaited Red Rocks Amphitheater debut in Colorado, powering through migraines, altitude sickness, and even a lighting crew member walking off the job to deliver a hit-packed performance for devoted fans. Nick, is Red Rocks high enough where people can get altitude sickness?
Well, it's because it's mile high like Denver is. Yeah. But there's also this park above it. So the whole Red Rocks area, the amphitheater is just one section of the park, and so you can do a lot of hiking, and you can go much higher than the venue, the concert venue.
Okay. Frontman Stephen Jenkins said that he cherishes PBS as a source of culture, science, and politics. The band cycled through smash hits like Graduate, Jumper, and Semi-Charmed Life, and the special kicks off June 1st. An opportunity for fans to support the network Jenkins holds so dear. And then one last story, Jimmy Eat World. Jimmy. Gathering up to...
You hungry, Jimmy?
To bring their live show...
Jimmy!
Back across the pond, unveiling a...
You look a little peckish, Jimmy.
String of 7 headlining gigs in the UK and Europe this November. The trek will hit Glasgow, Manchester... and culminate with Jimmy Eat World's biggest ever London headliner at the iconic Alexandra Palace, November 15th.
It's wild. Third Eye Blind and Jimmy Eat World are still active.
Yeah. The European invasion comes hot on the heels of the band celebrating the 25th anniversary of their seminal Clarity album. All right, and that's the last story in music news for you this morning. We'll take one last break. When we return, we'll get the letter of the day for the Word of the Week prize and wrap up today's program. So don't go too far. We'll be back in just a moment.
Dancing around and trying to make people in the business happy or make Hollywood happy. It's funny when the people say stuff like to me on Twitter sometimes, like, you Hollywood liberals. I'm like, I don't live in Hollywood. I'm not part of like any like cabal of Hollywood. I live in Brooklyn with my wife and daughter. Like, I'd make everything outside the system. I directed 2 independent films, and I've made like 4 comedy specials, and they're totally separate from the business in so many ways. But so thanks, yeah.
When you tour from city to city and you come into Philadelphia, you have to pay, because you're getting paid. You have to pay a city wage tax, right? So how does that work when you're working in several different cities throughout?
This is the most technical question.
Yes. Yeah, he just started part-time for H&R Block. So
These are questions that Wesley Snipes and Willie Nelson should have asked years ago. I file in like 27 states.
No kidding.
My accountant is a close friend.
Oh my God!
No, I mean we spend so much. My brother Joe runs my company, and
America's Guest.
Yeah, America's Guest, Joey Bag of Donuts, and our accountant Elliot does our taxes, and we do quarterlies. Literally, recently we talked about maybe we should do monthlies. Like, it's so much taxes all the time. But yeah, I think I file in 27 states.
That's just crazy.
So. Yeah.
You'll be back in town in November, so we'll see you when you're going to be playing
can't wait.
the Merriam Theater, and we'll make sure everybody is aware of that fact ahead of time. But listen, it's great to see you.
You too.
Thanks for coming by, man.
Thanks
a lot.
Mike
Birbiglia. I wanted to bring this up. I know it's nothing that Kathy agrees with, but pubic hair is becoming more popular.
Aha! I knew it.
Yes.
Amongst the owners of said pubic hair, or the people who encounter said pubic hair?
The people who want to see said pubic hair.
Uh-huh.
New data from the porn site RedTube.
RedTube, never heard of it.
Reveals that the bush is back.
The bush is back.
That's right.
Do you shave your bunghole?
Come on.
I have to ask.
I don't do that.
I mean, because some people have hairy.
No.
If we're talking pubes, there's a whole other side to that cookie.
How would I even do that? I mean,
You
lay on
reach
my
around.
back and put my legs behind my head.
Well, I mean, the question is, do you have a profoundly hairy ass?
No.
Okay.
No.
Then it's not an issue for you.
My ass is not hairy.
Okay.
I'm good.
But is your
Kathy, is your
Go ahead, say it, man.
Kathy has some information she wants to get.
Do you have a hairy butthole?
Is your actual butthole hairy?
See, I think you.
Does it look like that thing that almost swallows up Luke Skywalker on the desert planet? Does it look like that?
Yeah, that was my question.
What's that thing called?
Sarlacc?
The Sarlacc pit.
Does it look like the Sarlacc? Does it try to pull Lando Calrissian in?
Could Manthe ask that, please?
Can I ask you something? Do you have a hairy butthole? Just asking. Is it like tendrils that stick out and grab you by your feet? Until, I don't know, later somebody throws you a lightsaber?
I don't recall the Sarlacc having any hair, and we need to pull up a picture.
Oh, they look like tentacles.
Yeah, but it's just the tentacles coming out and the teeth and everything.
Don't ruin this, Casey.
Anyhow.
Don't disturb our groove.
Anyway. Yes. So, no, I don't. I don't have a hairy butthole, and I don't.
I mean, if we're being clinical, we have to ask. To the senator from Arkansas, no, I do not have a hairy butthole. Thank you, sir. It took a lot of courage, Mr. Comey, to admit that.
Oh, dear God.
Listen, you might not have an overly hairy butthole, but there's hair back there.
Everybody's got hair there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So take
It's
it off.
called JRBH, just right butthole.
Do you guys get lasered?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Guys do.
think so.
I do not.
Yeah, I don't.
There's your sphincter.
I don't care.
Is that what that?
That's the Sarlacc pit. Yeah.
You got to watch Jedi, Kathy.
I thought it was a person.
All right.
What?
No, my question was more about the Sarlacc.
He's distracted.
I'm glad that you
Casey, off
stopped
air,
yourself.
I have an interesting fact to tell you about the
Okay,
Scarlet Pig.
thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
We can go there if you want. I don't care.
Man.
Well, when we were
I'd
in
rather talk
California.
about buttholes.
Did you see?
God.
Did you see a?
Jesus, who are you?
Well, now we're gonna get into this crap.
We've unleashed the beast.
When we.
Wait a minute. I just want to point out, Kathy would rather talk about buttholes than Star Wars.
Well, here's the deal.
If given a choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go butthole.
She's going to go butthole. You brought up the grooming, and I think that is. I think it's just something that is a universal topic that people consider.
Yeah.
And so if you're talking about the front, you have to talk about the back. You agree with
Right.
that? Yeah.
I'm with you.
I mean, maybe we can put up a Twitter poll. Sarlaccs or buttholes?
All right. Anyhow, I think it's nice if a woman tends to her area, and but just don't get rid of it all.
You don't like the hardwood. You like a little bit of carpet.
I think it's nice. I think
You know
it's,
what? I need a table saw sound effect. Something like that, Marissa.
Okay.
Get that for me.
All right. So anyhow, RedTube had revealed this: the most likely to seek out videos that have the hair are the over 65 crowd.
I want to see a really nice bush. And can I get some sponge cake and some cream soda, please? And then a very hairy bush. My evening set, hot spit. Boy, old people are fun. I like a piece of angel food cake, a cream soda, and a big hairy bush.
We have we need some music out of like the 1940s
And some
like
jazz,
jazz or
some
something
ointment,
like that.
please, for my knees.
My recollection of my high school career is a lot different than what it actually was because my mom brought me all of my report cards.
Okay, and what was your recollection?
My recollection was that I was not that bad. You know, I was above average. And
what's the reality?
The reality was I was about average.
Okay,
and all
right,
yeah, and so grade school report cards. Go figure. You got graded on conduct. My conduct was always pretty bad. Unsatisfactory and stuff like that.
Do they still with the report cards? Do they still include teacher comments, or has that been excised from?
It depends on what grade they're in.
Like in high school, you're not going to get teacher comments.
I don't
like there would be. Remember, they would fill out. There would be like a number associated with the comment that they wanted. So you'd look and be like,
right.
number 3. Where to go with others?
I think in this hyper sensitive.
Yeah.
We go to meetings with the teachers
a lot. You go a lot.
Yeah, we find out directly how they're doing. But
is that that's not for all students? Is it?
I have no idea.
God, they must not have any free time.
I'm amazed when they come in. But I mean, we have some special circumstances that they help us out with. And which is awesome. But I know in grade school, they'll give you detailed, Caroline is a delight to be in this blah, blah, blah.
I always used to get the delight. Yeah. I was a delight.
Were you a delight?
I was a complete delight.
In case you weren't a delight?
6th grade was it. No, Miss D.
You were a delight in Miss D's class?
I bet you I know what she wrote.
Information at WMMR.com. It'll be the event of the summer that we will be in. Well, actually, it's not the summer. It's the fall now. I used to say that. But it'll be the event of the fall that we hope to see you at because it's just going to be so much fun. It always is every single year. We've had fun today. I'd like to thank Mr. John Oates.
Yes.
And the 7 minutes that we had a chance to talk to him today. He's got a new album called Reunion, and it'll be released on May 17th. And he is performing at Cape May Convention Hall in Cape May, New Jersey on August 15th. And then it'll be at the Philadelphia Folk Festival on August 17th. So
nice.
Nice to have him on this morning. And Jackie Bam Bam is here.
Yay!
We meet again.
Again, sir, in for Pierre Robert.
Midweek trackiness.
Yeah, man. How do you feel? Is this you're out of your element?
Everybody's people-y. You get to say hello to everybody on the elevators and all. I'm like, hi, good morning.
Yeah, you're
people-y. People-y.
Yeah. You're coming at a time when there's not a lot of people here, and you're leaving at a time, except though on your usual schedule, you see us coming in the morning because you stay all friggin' night.
I actually get more sleep when I fill in for Pierre than when I do my show.
Well, yeah.
I believe it. Wow. All right, well, we need to do the letter if you got one.
I got it.
All right.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter.
Brought to you today by the letter C, as in Chucky D'Amico.
Yes. All right, and we will give away our prize on Friday. $500 from the Bagster.
Yeah.
The Bagster is by far the most convenient and affordable way to help with your home cleanup. You can go buy it at any home improvement store, fill it, and simply schedule your collection, and it's gone. Clean it up with the Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. So what you got planned for today, dude?
On Pierre's Workforce Blocks, we got Green Day celebrating the anniversary of 21st Century Breakdown. We'll track through that. It's the 38th anniversary of them Galaxy Rock Dogs, Cinderella. So we'll talk about that. Very close to my heart. And we'll stay local with, you mentioned the MMRBQ, Silvertide. Nick Perry's blowing out 40 candles on his rock and roll birthday cake. And, of course, all the coolest songs ever made.
Love it. Thank you, Jackie. And thank you to our sponsors, Preston and Steve Show, brought to you by Dunkin'. And the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin', and also Acme Markets Fresh Foods. Local flavors for your rep. Christiana High School, Newark, Delaware. You guys are voting for coolest teacher. Thanks again to Ron Caponigro, who checked in from Burlington Township High School. We'll see who we talk to tomorrow.